Hello everyone and welcome to Kwong Road Recreation Ground for the second ODI between Hong Kong and Papua New Guinea. Max Abbott here in commentary, and once again we have absolutely perfect conditions here, as you can see in the background there. Lion Rock in the background there behind that graphic, and the news from here is that Papua New Guinea won the toss and have elected to bat first, and we saw that was played an important part in the match played on Friday, which Hong Kong won by 106 runs. On that occasion, the wicket did take some turn, and we saw the wicket also deteriorate somewhat. There's Jamie Atkinson in the side today for Chris Carter. Was unavailable on Friday. His teaching commitments. The weekend has ensured that he is available today. Looks like Nadeem Ahmed is going to take the new ball for Hong Kong, so spin straight away. And absolutely the glorious conditions. It is a different strip here today, but it looks very similar to the one played on Friday's match. Bubba Hyatt past fit to play this morning. Had a little bit of a groin complaint in the first match. That is being past fit this morning. So the first ball about to be bowled here. Kinchit Shah will open the batting for Hong Kong later on today. Straight on the money from Nadeem Ahmed. Turn there. Let's see Papua New Guinea going in with the same openers as in the first ODI. Tony Ura and Vani Morea. It's Tony Ura on strike at the moment. Oh, that's a big appeal. That looked very close. Not given. And we might try and have a look at a replay of that. That looked very close. Nadeem Ahmed not happy. And sorry about that, with the replay there. Try and bring it up later if we can, but that looked a very close shout. Oh, close again. Great start here from Nadeem Ahmed. It's now Vani Morea on strike. And they're played out into the offside. So already a little bit of turn in the very first over here. Sharp turn again from Nadeem Ahmed. That's the end of the first over, 1 run from it. And it's a very warm welcome to the commentary box to the Cricket Hong Kong CEO, who's in his lovely red tie today, Tim Cutler.
Morning, Max. Morning, all. Nadeem really has to be encouraged by the turn there early on, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was... we're going to try and bring up a replay of that LBW from the first over. We'll see if we can get this. Is it hit him outside the line? Or
it's the first time I've seen that, and I think it just enough doubt, I think.
Maybe just hit him outside
Maybe
the line.
we'll get another chance to see it, but just that bending knee, maybe there's just enough doubt in the umpire's mind that saw that as not out, but very, very close.
Beautiful conditions here at Kwong Recreation Ground as Tanvir Afzal to bowl the second over here. See if there's any movement here. just straightening a touch.
If at all, a touch.
Hong Kong Dragons, of course, in action at the moment. The Chinese representative side for Hong Kong playing against China. Currently 119 for 4 with 7 balls remaining in the innings of their T20 match. Angle down the leg side from Tanvir. That'll be a leg by.
Seems to be a little bit more of a sheen on this wicket, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did walk out there this morning and it still looks very dry. And you can see in that first over from Nadeem Ahmed, some sharp turn. And therefore it's not all that surprising that Hong Kong have gone in with still got the 3 spin options. I saw Kinshit Shah as well limbering up this morning. There are a couple of team changes for Hong Kong as well.
An uncharacteristic wide there from Tanvir. Just searching, I think, for a little bit of movement.
So the changes of Hong Kong today. Kyle Christie making his debut. Hong Kong born, returning to Hong Kong to represent the country of birth. A proud moment for him and his father, who's in the ground today. See Vani Maria looking to try and get out of his crease there. And also in Jamie Atkinson, who touched on earlier in the side today for Chris Carter. That's a big inclusion for Hong Kong to have Jamie in there, and Bubba Hyatt past fit to play.
I think cricket fans around the world are happy to see Jamie back. The number of inquiries on Twitter and Facebook and even emails about Jamie's availability. Of course, a full-time teacher, head of sport for French International School, but I think it's great to see such a great servant for Hong Kong cricket back in the red and black.
Far away there for Tanvir Afzal, almost just getting perhaps a little bit of bat before pad. That could have been a close shout. Doesn't appear as though the wicket's playing any differently really to the one the other day.
Absolutely not. As much as an ODI could be a war of attrition, and I think that's Tanvir's advantage here, and just to probe away that sort of off-bail length and line, just waiting for them to make a mistake. Stop pad there, no run. Not a lot of movement out there though, is there, Max?
No, not at all. Is that left in this over? Well, ball from Tanvir Afzal. We saw the Papua New Guinea bowlers hit that sort of back of a length, bowling fairly stump to stump straight as the tactic on this surface, and it's definitely the way to go. You don't want to overpitch, and you also don't want to drop too short. It's just that back of a length, try and make the batsman force the pace.
Definitely. I think even though there doesn't seem to be so much pace in the wicket, when you pitch up, it seems very easy to score out here at Ting Kwong Road. So if you just, exactly as you said, Max, just back of a length, make the batsman force the pace. And from Tanvir's point of view, I think he was looking for another wicket like he did 2 days ago, just where they try and force it just a little bit too much and go across the line. And Nadeem Ahmed for his second over.
I think Nadeem will mind seeing the cutting off that sort of fuller length.
Absolutely not, especially with not very much foot movement there. The team's been working on a couple of balls that go a little bit straighter, so I think he's thinking about that right now. Turn and bounce there for Nadeem. Very encouraging for him. I think Bubba's going to be thinking about perhaps a second catcher there on the offside.
Yep. Ball turning as it is, you want to encourage the drive. Just a touch short from Nadeem, and hammered from Tony Ura out to the cover boundary for 4. And we did see Tony Ura take a pretty aggressive approach in the first ODI. It's been a little more circumspect in the first couple of overs today, but latching onto that one is just a touch too short.
I think with the ball turning the way it is, that's all you can probably do is just sit back and wait. Well, and hope, really, there's going to be a bad ball. There's no point trying to force it with the ball turning square like it is. Oh, it's in the air, just over the top. And that's a boundary. Back-to-back 4s there.
Yeah, that's more like the Tony Ura we saw, I guess, after Nadeem dropped short, predicting that he would overpitch, and predicted correctly. And that just puts the pressure back on Nadeem after he looked pretty dangerous in his first over. So it gives him something to think about now.
Outside half of the bat there, the short cover. I think that's a good move there, bringing long on up. The ball turning like this, you really want to give the batsman, I think, the opportunity to hit over mid-on, go against that turn.
Oh, that's a big appeal. He's gone.
Yeah, stumped.
Jamie Atkinson straight into the action. And just as you touched on Tim, wanting to encourage him to go over the onside, it's exactly what he did. And unfortunately for Tony Ura, he wasn't able to connect and just lifted that foot out of the crease. And the first wicket down, Nadeem Ahmed strikes. He must be a left-arm spinner, Tim. Here we go, let's take another look. Ball really, it was only a fleeting moment the foot came up, and Jamie Atkinson, that was a sharp piece of work.
For a guy who was in class all day yesterday and the day before and the day before that, it's just great to have a player of Jamie Atkinson's class back on the field for everyone to see. But as we were talking about, slight field change, the eyes lit up, the ball thrown up, but when it's turning like that, I think you've just got to wait, Max. You've just got to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk in that shot, and you've got to assess the conditions quickly in a service like this and know where you can score your runs. He played it perfectly earlier in the over. He'd hit his 2 boundaries already, and it didn't seem a real need for that shot. But it seems that's the way he plays. He's a risk taker. It hasn't come off today.
So 3 overs, PNG 11 for 1. Tanveer Avsal in for his second over now. Ooh. It's a leave that wasn't a leave there. Almost no sideways movement out here. I think Tanveer just has to, well, you see Jamie Atkinson now coming up to the stumps. I think that speaks volumes for the wicket out here. So now it's going to be a matter of patience for Tanveer. Sharp piece of fielding there from Anshuman Rath. Diving low to his left, saving a run down there. I think that's probably where Hong Kong can improve from their Friday performance. I think a win by 106 runs sounds like a lot, reads like a lot on paper, but I think in terms of the energy in the field and the running between the wickets, it's still a long way to improve, which is probably a good thing if you can win in one-day international by as much as they did. hopefully pieces of fielding like that will get the energy going around the field and we can see what Hong Kong potential they have.
Edge, and that'll run away for 4. It's one of the real typical things that you see early in Hong Kong cricket, domestic cricket, those edges that fly down to short boundaries straight, and even with a third man in place, that one couldn't be cut off. So as an opening batsman, you always like to think you can put yourself down for 1 or 2 nicks for 4.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact this is the number 3, Legasiaka, who batted very impressively in the first ODI, put on a great partnership with the skipper Asad Vala that looked like it was taking PNG towards a position of strength.
Back on the length there from Tanvir. Yeah, probably would have been sort of ankle height for a second slip. Skipper Bubba Heights probably kicking himself thinking, 1 down, why didn't I have a slip? But on a pitch like this, it probably makes sense. It's surprising even to have 1 slip.
Yeah. It's just one of those things you can't cover off everything.
No, absolutely. Must be tough skippering out there. Such a lightning fast outfield, short boundary straight. Where do you put your third man?
Oh, he's pitched up that one. It's edged. Inside edge down to Zaz Khan at fine leg.
I was really impressed with Legasiaka and Asad Valan. And I really think when they fell in a couple of balls away from each other, it really broke the back of the PNG innings. They were doing it easy out there. It just seemed to be a sort of a lack of patience. You know, with 270 on the board, or chasing 270, you don't need to overplay it. And they looked well in control.
Delivery.
No run there. Nazaket throwing a frozen rope into Jamie Atkinson. I think from PNG's point of view, they'd like to see that patience again in setting a score today, but I really enjoyed watching them both bat. Just the impetus they had, turning the strike over. Some really pure cricket shots too, which is a pleasure to watch, really. Even from a Hong Kong perspective.
Yes, well, CEO, Cricket Hong Kong CEO Tim Cutler, can't expect him to be too neutral, I suppose. But, it's
with a microphone in hand, I guess there's always a certain level of neutrality. I think it's just great to be able to watch this level of cricket in Hong Kong. And I hope everybody's enjoying the telecasts. Lighted ball there for a single down to long off. Great hands. Came through nice and quick there, covering the spin. Great delivery. Yeah, from a left arm spinner's point of view, apart from a nick to first slip or doing someone ends up stumping like that, well bowled Nadeem Ahmed.
Oh, and again, Jamie Atkinson, what a day he's having already after a couple of overs as a wicketkeeper, a couple of stumpings in the first few overs of an ODI. Might have to get Rick Hare on cricket onto this one. 2 stumpings to start a one-day international. Can't have happened too often.
Rick Hare, Adam Morehouse as well.
Adam Morehouse, so any statisticians out there, because that's rare. But a terrific delivery from
Nadeem Ahmed. That was
Ahmed there.
In terms of left arm orthodox spinning, that's what you visualise at the top of your mark. Well, I do. I hope others do. But just that ball that draws the batsman out. He thinks he can get to the pitch of the ball to drive.
Let's take a look at this. Nadeem Ahmed, such an experienced spinner, flights it. Oh, that's turned sharply.
That's great to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even annoyance. I think it was just disappointment from the batsman. He's just been done by an excellent delivery. Well done, Nadeem. I just hope, for his sake and Hong Kong's sake, that he doesn't try and over-bowl it. It's always a challenge when you're bowling on a wicket that has a lot to offer from a turn and bounce point of view, that it's very easy just to try and turn and bowl a little bit too quick and try and over-bowl it. Just got to really complete his action, and just that flight and turn that we just saw then, he doesn't need to do anything different from that. You're going to get the assistance from the wicket.
You can really tell that it's a dry season here in Hong Kong at the moment. The pitch is taking some turn, which, in all honesty, Tim, there's a lot of discussion about pitches, and but from time to time it's great to see a variety of pitches and certain bowlers really coming into the game. And I think, from my point of view anyway, to see the ball turn like that is exciting and good to watch, just as much as it is on a flat wicket, seeing batsmen really able to play their shots. So today it's going to be one for the spinners, and a great contest between the spinning ball and batsmen trying to find a way. And Asad Vala, he showed the way in the first ODI with shots just like that, clipping away onto the onside, finding the ones and keeping a good strike rate without taking any risk.
Oh, absolutely. I think he was 18 off 16 at one stage. He hit one boundary and hadn't even broken a sweat. So I think from PNG's point of view, that they hope that Dollar is going to do exactly the same today for a big one. Oh, that's very, very close. I think just a bit of height there, a bit of bounce. Maybe if we can get a replay and we can get that up to see. Definitely straightened enough, I think.
Just one blocked into the onside while that replay takes place.
We'll have one more look at that now, the over. Just missed that live ball. It's blocked into the offside for no run. So
it was a little leg side-ish.
So we'll just try and slow it right down here to have a look. Oh, that's...
To be fair, the wicket's turning a lot. It's going to be hard to give...
Tough for an umpire as well. Conditions like this. New hard ball, or new balls on both ends. Decent step forward there as well, but you're definitely going up for that. Very close. Has it just pitched outside the line, I think, there. Very enthusiastic shout. And you can see Tanvir hands on the face. This is the wicket that Hong Kong wants. Asavala, the skipper, the backbone of the PNG batting lineup. See if we can get another quick look at that. What are you thinking, Max? Just outside the line? Is it just pitched outside leg?
Yeah, not out.
Oh,
not
yes,
out. Just outside leg.
Just left outside the off stump there, but I think the height was good. Everything else was good. Good decision there, though. I think it was the same as Friday, Max, wasn't it? 19 for 2?
I'm just going to have to back your memory there, Tim. 17 for 2, which possibly was about when the wicket fell for PNG the other day.
Driven in the air there. The debutant Kyle Christie just can't make it in 4 runs to Asad Vala. PNG move on to 23 for 2. Encouraging though there for Tanvir, uppish. Asad Vala doesn't hit the ball in the air a lot unless it's a full-blooded shot, so Bubba Hyatt's mind must be running with options here, thinking, can I get another catcher in somewhere? Do I need to do something different?
Yeah, it could be time for Hong Kong to just try and attack a little bit here. There's a few chances coming.
So when you're in the infield and thinking it's coming to me next ball, their hands are up, their hands are already. I'd almost be thinking about a second slip here. Even with the ball not moving, I just get the feeling the chance is going to come. There's going to be a flash. Tanvir's line just going away from the left-hander. Oh, inside edge. For a moment, he didn't know where that ball was. I think there was a little bit of panic there. But luckily for PNG, they just fell onto the onside of the pitch. Ooh. A little bit of mix-up there. It was a yes and a no. Probably won there in the end if they'd gone early, which is trademark of PNG's batting. That great energy. Really keeps the infield on their toes. It means you have to be creeping in, creeping in, creeping in.
Bowled again from Tambor offside, just building the pressure, and that's what, as a seamer, you need to do. And Nadeem making the ball talk. At the as our sun shield just comes down in the commentary box here.
We're supposed to pretend that never happened, Max. It's going to be the Richie Benno. The Richie Benno professionalism, where the backdrop falls down on you, and you never know.
No, that's
you
right.
You can't let the viewers know that.
I love realism. And I like the viewers to know exactly what's going on the field, off the field.
So we've just had the black sunshade that's protecting us from possibly being burnt to a crisp fall down on us. So if we were trying to be Richie Benno, I think we failed there. Oh, there's that line again. That's a brave shot against the spin. And whilst it's 4 runs to PNG, I don't think Nadeem's going to be too upset. And I hope from Hong Kong's point of view that Hong Kong keep the field in there, because if a batsman's going to go against a sharp turning ball like that, very encouraging indeed. Well, Esan can't get there, and 4 more.
So a little counter attack here from Legasiaka. Nadeem upset with himself.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be too upset. Well, I'm not sure he should be too upset with himself. When someone's going to cross the line like that, you just got to back yourself here, I think. So he's got to keep those shoulders up and the typical Nadeem Ahmed peacock and keep attacking here. Oh, that's well bowled. Jamie Atkinson right in the middle of the gloves there. Great to see. And that's what can happen on a pitch like this. We saw 2 boundaries and then a wicket. Oh, not as much turn there, and that could be another boundary. I think that will make it.
Yep. Nadeem will be disappointed. I think it's been good batting from Legasiaka. He shouldn't be too upset, but he felt right on top last over. Ball turning and now going for the 3 boundaries.
Yeah, as I said, it's just so easy to try and over bowl it. You've just been hit across the line twice. You don't have to do anything different. You don't have to do anything special. Is that a catch? Oh, just in front of Ehsan Khan, who's misfielded on the inside hip there, and another boundary. 16 runs. Still 2 balls to go in the over. I'm going to say, though, it's still not panic stations for Hong Kong. If Legasiaka's going to bat like this, you still got to back yourself. The ball's turning sharply, and this is his get-out shot. Oh, very close. And that's out. Tabrak Dar, LBW. Just on the near roll there, Legasiaka playing back to a Nadeem Ahmed slider. And PNG are 3 wickets down.
Yes, that was the straighter one that just skidded on. We're going to give Nadeem credit here and say he meant to do it.
Let's just watch this replay. Oh, and that very adjacent, a little bit high on the pad, but he's not a tall man, and I think that's a good decision from Tabarak Dar.
Yeah, and we've seen Tabarak so far in the series. He's been, quite, he hasn't given too many so far. So they got to be right in line. He's been consistent, and an important wicket for Hong Kong. 16 runs and a wicket, as Bill Laurie would say, all happening in this over.
And 3 wickets down for Hong Kong, right on top here, and that's when you can't drop your head. A couple of shots go for 4, potential catch out there for Ehsan Khan. Well, the ball didn't quite carry, and then a misfield. You can't drop your heads. On a wicket like this, you're going to be in with a chance, and that's a huge wicket for Hong Kong. Nadeem Ahmed, 3 wickets already, and we're just going into the 8th over now. Tanvir Ahmed to continue. Similar field. I think Bubba Hyatt, skipper of Hong Kong, must be thinking about perhaps an attacking option, both from a bowling point of view, and Anshuman Rath and Ehsan Khan, especially with the left-handed Asad Vala out there. Ehsan Khan taking that key wicket of Asad Vala on Friday with the ball turning away. But Tanvir obviously will continue. Just that probing line and length. That's the thing about Tanvir Avsol. It's definitely, we're talking about different types of bowlers, but it's similar to a Glenn McGrath type bowler where you know where he's going to bowl it, you know what he's going to do, but you've still got to hit it. You've still got to get it out. You've still got to try and score runs, Max.
Well, we've seen Tanvir Afzal on so many occasions get through the overs up front with little damage, and he's one of those bowlers who can suddenly slip through a few overs.
I remember that first over against Bangladesh in the 2014 World T20 where we've got the replay straight up on Twitter. That's
I've successfully worked the technology.
Yeah, Max had it multitasking here, so if you get to Twitter, you'll see what Max has just posted. Just a single down there to third man from Asad Vala.
Well, Asad Vala's wicket, very important now for Papua New Guinea. And he really is he looked the main batter for them in terms of being able to work the ones and play risk-free cricket that perhaps others can work around. They'll need him to do that here today.
So I was saying, I remember back to Chittagong 2014 where Bangladesh were 1 run for 2 wickets at the end of the first over. Tamin Iqbal, the name escapes me for the moment, but Tanvir Afzal taking 2 wickets. Hong Kong won by 2 wickets in a famous victory in front of a packed Chittagong crowd. It really broke the back of the Bangladesh batting lineup. Solid drive there to mid on, no run to Nazak Khan.
So the first of 2 brothers at the crease here with Sesi Bao taking strike at the moment, and his brother, the wicket keeper, and will come in most likely next, Dogadu Bao.
I'll let you try and pronounce that, Max. I'm going to trip over, I think. So PNG 44 for 3. Nadeem to come on for his 5th over here. Nadeem 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 26. And Tanvir from the other end. The boundary off that last ball. None for 16 off his 4 overs with no maidens. Asadvala 6 off 11 balls. And Sessi Bal 4 off 3 with a single boundary. I'd almost be thinking about a leg slip here with the ball turning as sharp as it is. Apologies, Ehsan Khan has come on for his first over and wide of the mark, and Asadvala dispatches that down the fine leg. Ehsan Khan gone too early here by Bubba Hyatt, much earlier than Friday's one-day international. Oh, the full toss there. Got away with that, just a single out to deep square leg. Just struggling to find his range here early on in his spell. And again with that Hong Kong good luck number and also the number of Tabarak Dar when he played and skippered Hong Kong. 88. I think Tabarak Dar, I think the first person to skipper in a one-day international and also umpire a one-day international. Well done. Searching out there, Ehsan. That turn out there. Bubba Hyatt, hands are ready at first slip. Oh. And we've seen it again. Ball pitch on middle and leg. Trying to play down the line there, and Jamie Atkinson in the game again. Ball hitting middle of the gloves. Is that full pitch? That'll be another boundary. Oh, no, good fielding down there. Nazaka Khan again. Sharp piece of fielding. Keeps that to 1 run. Just short of a good length there. Kyle Christie fields the debutant. Fires into Jamie Atkinson. Just struggling a little bit there. Ehsan Khan, his first over. Couple of full pitches there. Challenge there, knowing with a turning ball, just has to not over bowl it. Tanvir Afzal here to continue. For his 5th over, so 6 runs off Ehsan Khan's first over there. Oh, in the air there, but firmly struck down to long on. That's 4 more runs. Yeah, he's not a big man, but geez, the ball stays hit. The forearm strength there is amazing. No chance for fielder there. So what does Tanvir Afzal come back with here? And that metronome length. Well left there. Pretty safe to leave the ball there. Not a lot of movement. Pretty consistent bounce. Oh, just a little puff of something there. I think if we can get a Just maybe a replay to have a look at that. It might have been my eyes, but just a little puff of dust. Tanvir Afsalin again. Ooh. Inside edge of the bat there, no run. Could hear a lot of noise here. We've got the horns, we've got the crowd coming in already. It is my pleasure at 10 past 10 on a beautiful Hong Kong morning to welcome former Australian one-day international cricketer, former Hong Kong T20 international cricketer Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Good morning, everyone. Not a bad time to walk into the ground with Papua New Guinea, 3 for 54. Some good work, I've been told, by Jamie Atkinson behind the stumps. Looks, again, a pretty good surface for batting, a little bit of spin, but I think if I could say take anything from game one, if you get yourself in, scoring is quite easy, so to speak, whereas just getting the feel of it, getting in early, can be a little difficult.
Nice shot, don't get no run.
Again, but once you're in, it seems like runs can be got very easily, and I think that was sort of represented by the clumps of wickets that fell in certain periods in both innings.
Agree 100% there. Even with wickets falling quickly, as you've said, the scoring between those wickets came quite freely, especially, well, even when Hong Kong were 6, 7 and 8 wickets down, they were still scoring at over a run a ball. So I think it's patience. You don't have to overplay your hand.
Yeah, I think both teams were a bit guilty of a lack of patience at times. But here we are, game two. Again, good to see more new blood from Hong Kong with Kyle Christie making his debut. Good Perth lad who was born and bred here in Hong Kong. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of him later on.
Is there a bad person from Perth, Ryan?
No, not really. A couple, but we kick those out quite early, so it's not like those other side of the country people, but have their moments over there in Sydney. That's a good piece of fielding.
Just so bitter, Ryan. That's so bitter.
No, I love them all. Love all Australians. Love everyone. I don't think I don't dislike too many people in the world, to be honest, Tim, but
that's really
rock. He's a good bowler, Essen Khan, and to be honest, I've really been looking forward to his introduction into international cricket. Has been a standout in local cricket. Really gives the ball a rip, which, you know, I think sometimes spinners are a little bit guilty of. Just trying to bowl and contain runs instead of taking wickets. And, you know, I think especially on a wicket like this, where it is giving you a little bit of help from the surface, he will spin the ball.
Couldn't agree with you more then. Now, I think it's time for me to take my leave. Probably a relief to me listening, and I'll hand the microphone back over to our anchor, Max Abbott. Ryan, good to have you here. And
good to see you, Tim.
Maybe I'll chat to you all very soon.
Looking sharp in a red tie too, by the way.
Represent.
Again, the end of a very good over at 3 for 54. Papua New Guinea just trying to rebuild this innings after some early difficulties.
Oh, I am in the dud chair today. I've been in the corner there, which has got the full view.
Don't blame your tools,
That's
Maxie,
right.
come on.
No, that's right. Just good that the sun's out again here today. Great conditions. And a wicket that taking some turn just to me adds a bit of interest to the game. Good seeing batsmen finding a way against some good spinners. It's good entertainment.
Look, Max, if I was to be a little critical of world cricket, so to speak, I think in one-day cricket in particular, I just think we're just making the surface just too flat. You know, I know people come to the cricket and they love seeing big scores and stuff, but I just think you've got to give bowlers half a chance, either if it's spin or a little bit of movement. But it just seems we're just serving up roads and, not giving bowlers. And let's be honest, we all know that I'm not a great bowling fan, but got to give them some chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the low-scoring games can be the more entertaining as well.
Really exciting, it's good bowling. But what we're after is a contest. If you bat well, you can make runs. But if you're bowling well and you're just given half an opportunity, like I say, the big bats and all that nowadays, blokes who can just swing their hands through the line, I just think it takes a little bit away from our great game. Tanveer Afzal, as always, bang on the money. Sort of guy that Hong Kong tried to get through as many overs early on. And
he likes to do that too.
Yeah. Well, and let's be honest, he's a guy that probably doesn't like coming back and bowling later on in the innings because he does bowl length. So, he has a big role to play in those early overs in a difficult time when he has only allowed 2 fielders out.
That's the perfect length right there. Yeah, and I think it'll be a bonus for Hong Kong if Tanveer can avoid taking punishment in these early overs as he has done so far, having just gone for the 20 runs now through 5.5 overs. Then that can really leave the spinners to dominate that middle period.
Well, it's interesting because we've left out Tanveer Ahmed today, who's one of the great, I hate using the word great, but as a young player, he is a death specialist. And, we've seen that in his short career so far. So it's actually taken a lot of the pressure off Tanveer Afzal. And his, I guess, ability, they don't have to bring him back now because they know they've got one end. They're going to get 3 or 4 overs from Tanveer Ahmed. But again, now today, it'll be interesting. Obviously, it's a little bit different because it's spinning. You might finish an innings with spinners, but we do not have that death specialist today. So I'm interested to see if Papua New Guinea bat well from here, who will take on that role.
We will see what Kyle Christie's got to offer, and who's got a bit of extra pace. Not that that's necessarily what you're looking for on this surface, but if he's got the cutters and balls on the back of the length.
Yeah, well, and let's be honest, first one-day international, he'll be nervous. So, I'm sure as we speak, I think he's just starting to limber up a little bit now. So he might be called on very shortly, perhaps to take over from Tanveer. But, just has to take a breath, breathe out the bad, bring in the good, give himself a chance. And I guess it's really important from a fielding perspective, from a new young fast bowler, that you have to field well. Do that diving special. Don't let him go for boundaries early on and just let him settle into his work. Take a half amazing catch. Be the person who takes that first wicket for, be involved in his first wicket for his country. It's a special moment. So, that's where the fielders also have to be right on point.
Khan just dropping slightly short there. Now it is that man we're talking about, Kyle Christie, fielding out in the deep there.
He's got a good arm, that's for sure. I think that is one of the, we touched on it the other day. I think, one of the areas of Hong Kong's game that has improved, and in fact, a lot of the associates have improved, is the fielding. It's taken very seriously. They work very hard, obviously. I know TP hates to be called the fielding specialist, but he loves fielding and he cranks it up when he gets to town. And when he's not here, obviously, the coaching staff really work hard on fielding. And it's getting to that point. If you can't field, you won't get picked. And that's going through. I know in my side in Kowloon now in the Premier League, if there's a poor fielder, when it comes to selection, I'm the first to say, "Well, sorry, champ, you're not good enough today."
And the batting as well, if you're a bowler, gets factored. We saw Rod Marsh, whether you agree with it or not, Saw down in Australia make a call that the batting played a role in leaving a bowler out, and whether you agree with that or not, it's something that is being considered. So,
well, yeah, and that's the chairman of selectors. I'm not convinced that your number 11 needs to be being left out of a game because he's not batting that well. But that's the way they went. I just wonder if it was one of those decisions that there were other reasons, and then that just sort of blurted out, so to speak, and that was obviously the thing everyone seized on.
Yeah, well, as two people that have worked in the media, Ryan, we know seizing on a quote or two can happen. I'm sure that's something that you were.
Beauty about media nowadays. You don't even have to go to the press conference. Just pick up your Twitter.
That's right.
Grab someone, write an article on Twitter.
Retweet a couple in the cricket Hong Kong tent there as the ground starts to fill up. Should have a reasonable crowd in here today. And I think it's actually the couple of the family members of Ancham and Rath, I think, in that tent there.
Yeah, spoke to his father the other day. He was obviously a bit disappointed with his batting, but he thought his son bowled very, very well. That's the beauty of all-rounders. They're always in the game.
So still Tanvir Afzal to continue here. Ooh, inside edge. Squirts down to fine leg. Throw from Nadeem Ahmed.
Well, obviously there was probably only one there all the time, but the striker was very keen, ran the first one very hard, whereas Vala at the other end is the wiser and steadier of the two. Just
experienced skipper.
Eased his way down for one.
Well, it was Asad Vala that batted. That was really the pick of the batters for PNG in the first game, and with, as you can see there, even that shot that he played, he's always looking for the singles, just trying to drop the hands, look for those ones, which is something that certainly Hong Kong didn't do well in the first game, and where PNG outplayed them was in the running between wickets. So Hong Kong perhaps more alert to that today, trying to cut off those singles.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually, watching Vala bat the other day, like you say, he appears to be a player that seems to be in full control at all times. It was actually a bit of a shock when he got out.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I'm sure Deepak Patel and the coaching staff of Papua New Guinea will have focused on that period where when two batsmen are set, you really need one of them to go on at, well, hoping for two, but at least one of them to go on and make a big score. And they would have been very disappointed that the two set batsmen really threw it away, and then all of a sudden new players came in and literally got knocked over pretty quickly.
And again, looking for the single there, looking to drop the hands and get the one, and interesting to see if Hong Kong can improve on that in their innings. I mean, it was a fairly stark contrast looking through the two innings. I mean, Vala made 43 or 41 with just the 4 boundaries, so fairly effortlessly, if I can say it, was able to score at a strike rate of just over 100, whereas in the Hong Kong innings, we saw them very reliant on clearing the boundary.
There's a good shot there through point. Tanvir trying to get him to play the hook shot. There's 2 out for the hook, but just misguided, so to speak. Was able to play it away through the offside.
Yeah, Hong Kong hit 11 sixes in their innings.
Yeah, as the old batting coach, Maxie, there's been something we've tried to work on over and over again, but it appears that once that some players, as soon as they cross that white line, the old, whatever the batting coach has said, is sort of left, so to speak, in the locker.
Just those, I thought that might have been wide. Those short boundaries just get too tempting for the Hong Kong boys.
What I will say in a more positive note is that obviously we hit lots of sixes, but the guys were playing very straight. And that is the one thing that we have really worked on, is that, if you're going to take a risk that the percentages are in your favour, and that's trying to hit over the sight screen or hit the sight screen. And that means you're playing straight. It's another short ball there from Afzal. He's put away for a single. Yeah, it's, I would have been very interested to see the wagon wheels after the Hong Kong innings, that it's not just, yes, we hit a lot of sixes, but where we were hitting sixes, I think, was the more pleasing part for me. In the past, we've always tried to, hit to probably that cow corner area, which has always caused a few issues. But, at least if you're going to play a big shot, play the percentages in your favour. And that's hitting down the ground.
Yeah, we saw Tambur Afzal do that quite well, hitting the ball very straight, and Azaz Khan coming in down the order until Tanvir did elect to try and pick one over mid-wicket, and one went through the gate. And here's a big moment for Kyle Christie on debut.
Sure, his parents will be a bit nervous. They're come up from Australia to watch. I was speaking to his dad the other day, and used to play at KCC, and spoke about the good old times of playing for the Saracens and the Infidels and some of the good teams at KCC, and just again loved playing the game back when he was here, and now he gets to see what will be a very proud moment, I'm sure, for the Kyle Christie, delivering his first rock in ODI cricket. I think we got to get him to unbutton that top shirt, though, Maxi. We got to.
Yeah, would concur. Edge away. A nice delivery, just back of a length.
Yeah, well, it's a nice, easy action. Very repetitive. Gets nice and close to the stumps. Yeah, we're a bit the old-fashioned police, aren't we? We're all over it. Don't like the button.
Especially while I'm wearing a polo. It's a bit too small for me today. The new kit arriving from our sponsors, Woodworm.
Mate, I think,
who are here today.
I think it looks very smart.
And it's driven through the covers. Just that extra pace that Christie has. He's just over-pitched slightly. And it was Sessi Bao who's, in fact, Asad Vala it was, just punching through the covers very nicely and elegantly.
Well, what Kyle will find out very quickly, a half volley is a half volley wherever you go to. And whatever the standard you're playing in, it's good to see Bubba come up to him and have a quick word.
Yeah, just
maybe drop the deep point out or give him a little bit of protection. He's got to drag that length back here. It has to be, you're trying to aim to your ball to be basically clipping the top of off stump. And on different surfaces, you do have to adjust your length for that. And here at Mission Road, where it doesn't bounce as much, you just got to drag that length back.
And no balls. A few nerves for Kyle here early. He'll now have the free hit to contend with.
Well, I noticed that he came around the wicket there to change the angle and immediately overstepped. Tabarak Dar, one of our local umpires here, jumping all over that. So it's a free hit. Something I really don't like. My bowler's delivering, Maxi. The old free hits.
Yeah. Well, it often happens either when you're just trying a little bit too hard, the no ball. So I can imagine in his first over, I'm sure, with new teammates, Kyle Christie will be wanting to impress and show what he can do. So he's just got to try and relax a little bit. Another no ball and smack down the ground for 4. So the pressure's on Kyle Christie early here.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Overstepping the mark. And again, that does come from a bit of nerves, trying too hard, trying to steam in instead of just relaxing and keeping calm. Keep your composure. Bowl it like you bowled it a million times before.
He's going to try and take his time here. Oh, and smashed again, and it's another boundary. Great shot from Asad Vala. He's recognising that debutant might be a little nervous and seizing the opportunity.
Yeah, I I think the young man is a little bit overawed here. He just needs to take a step back, take a breath, because I think he's running in there without a plan.
Yeah, he's just turning around and bowling. He just needs to try and slow himself down a fraction here. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's not great. The only good thing about this is that change of batsman, you can change the field at least. But obviously, like you say, Max, he just seems to be steaming in, just turning around. Slow down. Game doesn't start until the bowler is ready. So this is where he needs to take a breath, relax, work out what he's going to deliver, sort himself out, get on the runway and deliver.
Yeah, the captain's got an important role to play here as well, to try and get Kyle feeling comfortable, keep his spirits up, because I mean, I'm sure he'll be feeling a little embarrassed with the start here. It's hard to collect your thoughts. You would be wanting to impress.
Yeah, no doubt.
Got the delivery there. He'll be pleased just to have got through a dot ball there.
Well, this is the moment too, you sort of slide past the umpire and say, how many left, mate? There's just one, or hoping the umpire will miscount. So it's back over the wicket. Just try and get yourself in a bit of rhythm. Try and block it out of your mind.
It's better. He's still got one to get through here. 16 off the over. So this 16 hit off an Adeem Ahmed over, but he responded with a wicket before the end of it, so perhaps Kyle can do the same here. I think he's found the length. Welcome to One Day International Cricket, Kyle Christie.
Yeah, pretty good over for Papua New Guinea. This recovery is just starting to get a roll on now. Again, you know, Kyle based in Australia and flies in. So, you know, again, like you said, that it's very important for the captain to be communication. And again, their communication, they're just starting off their relationship, to be fair. So, you know, the game is hard. Let's be honest. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Well, and not only that, on this surface, it's difficult for the seamers. We've seen Tam Virafsa is very experienced, played a lot of cricket here at Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Being able to come in and knows the spots to bowl.
And the funny thing is, I've been here 4 years. I only realised it was called that not long ago. I always thought it was Mission Road.
It was called was traditionally called Mission Road here, but if you look in your Google Maps, you get Ting Kwong Recreation Ground. Managed by the Leisure and Cultural Services Department of Hong Kong.
Do a fine job too. Azaz Khan will take up the bowling duties from replacing former skipper Tanvir Afzal. Again, he's going to have to find his line and length very quickly. Just start to get back, get some dot balls. Things just getting a little out of hand. The runs are being picked up, momentum's building for the batting side. So what do you do in the fielding side? What do you do as bowlers? You know what? Let's make it simple. Let's try and get 4 or 5 dots, put the field back for the last couple of balls, get through a few overs, only going for 1, 2, maybe 3, slow everything down. I think they'll be looking forward to the drinks break, so then they can have a quick recap and say, okay, let's start again.
A cutter straight away from Azaz Khan there. I think just rolling his fingers down the side of the ball.
Yeah, well, it's important that you change your pace on this sort of surface. So, you know, he'll be getting into his work and hopefully can find his line and length early, put some pressure on these Papua New Guinea batsmen who are going along very, very nicely.
So it's going straight onto a good length there. And Sessi Bao just needs to support the skipper here, who's looking very solid once again. Sadvala at the other end. Try and work the ones.
Looks a good player though, Sessi Bao. There's not a lot wrong with that technique. Full face of the bat when he comes forward. Takes a good step coming forward. He's not a tall man, but he makes sure he gets a good distance forward when the ball is full, which is half the battle. Seems to have plenty of time. I like the high back lift. And looks like a pretty organised sort of player.
Yeah, he put on a big partnership with his brother, Dogadu Bao, who's due to come in next against Namibia. Partnership of 140, 150 odd to win them the game and chase 270 in the recent ICC World Cricket League fixture.
Yeah, I just wonder, I know we've got a lot of spin options. I know that's with two left-handers in, you obviously prefer the right arm off spinner, but just think on this surface, I just feel that there should be a spinner bowling at every moment, basically. If you operate the medium paces from one end, but there should always be a spinner bowling from one end at least, just to cause a few issues, because we have seen the ball turn quite sharply, just so it doesn't become a bit same the bowling.
I've just been informed. Sean Hutton, I've seen, is a very strong supporter of the Barramundis, telling us that they're cousins, not brothers. I've been misinformed. Thanks for picking us up on that one, but
I knew that, mate. I listened to the commentary the other day. Weren't you running that commentary the other day?
I thought it was from Richard Doan, maybe I'm just dobbing him and throwing him under the bus.
They're good old commentators. You said, not my fault, it was his fault.
Yeah. I have to take responsibility, okay. Ryan. I accept responsibility, and thanks to Sean for picking us up on that. Says the dads are from brothers from the same clan.
It's good batting. These two very well organised, picking up the singles, boundaries, and like I say, it's a very important period of time for the Hong Kong players. They need to be trying to contain those singles, put away the bad balls, literally just working hard. And as we speak, I think you're going to see the spinners being reintroduced, which, like I say, I just think on a surface like this, there has to be a spinner operating from one end at least for the whole 50 overs.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little surprised to see... I was a little surprised to see that seamers were operating in tandem there, but now back to Ehsan Khan. Cole Christie just the one over, so he'll have to stew on that for a little while and come back later on. Or ball from Ehsan Khan.
Yeah, even there straight away, it's almost a false shot, outside edge of the bat. His pace has to be very important here, Ehsan Khan. I think on one of these sort of wickets, if you bowl too fast, you're actually negating the spin. So he just wants to hold his pace up a little bit. Yes, you might be opening yourself up to be hit down the ground, but give it a chance to spin. That there's perfect pace.
Yep, I agree with you there. That was a little bit of turn as well. I know Ehsan Khan can really spin the ball too. In the right conditions. We saw Nadeem Ahmed turn a couple square in his opening spell. Slightly short and comfortably.
See again, there's that bowling too fast. Slow down, let it spin. This partnership now is really starting to come together nicely. Run rate's healthy. So for Papua New Guinea side of things, they'll be hoping just to not take too many risks, just continue to putter along, 4, 5 and over for the next 10 overs.
Yeah, this was the period they did very well in the first ODI. Once the field started to go out, they were happy to pick up the ones. So well stopped there by Kinshit Shah. Looks like there's going to be a drinks break. Hong Kong 87, sorry, PNG 87 for 3. After 17 overs. Men out Tony Ura and Vani Morea, who were both out-stumped. I don't know how many times 2 stumpings have kicked off a one-day international, Ryan, but I wouldn't have thought it too many. And Nadeem Ahmed picked up all 3 wickets that have fallen, then picked up Legacy Arca, who made 22 off just the 12 deliveries before being caught out by the straighter one that skidded on. And at that stage, Papua New Guinea were in a bit of trouble at 39 for 3. But this partnership now worth 43. In fact, 48. That's a bit off.
It's all right, mate. I wouldn't have picked that up on.
And we've seen some. Nadeem's just had the 4 overs, so he's still got 6 left. Tanvir Afzal got through 7 in his opening spell, none for 27. Hassan Khan's now had 4 overs. Cole Christie, just the 1 over for 18 so far on debut. He'll be chomping at the bit to try and get back on and show what he can do. There's a few of our T20 Blitz owners in the ground today. You can see a couple from the Cantons, a couple from the Hung Hom JD Jaguars and the Millingtons from
former
Woodworm. Former owners who are probably just pointing out to where the refreshments are. I would like to see this camera angle at around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Ashley Caddy with the sunglasses on there in the Hong Kong A squad.
Hong Kong A squad was going along quite nicely, to be honest. Left arm quick bowler until a horrendous training injury up at the national lads were having a hit in the indoor facility, and his teammate at Kowloon, Kinshit Shah, whacked one straight back at him. And it actually just highlights the dangers of these new, bigger, massive bats. Literally didn't have time to even put his hands up and was so lucky. Got hit on the eye, a couple of fractures on the cheekbone. So we wish him all the very best in his recovery. I think he's just got the all clear to resume his bowling duties, but seen it a couple of times now, and we see now in international cricket, I think Oxenford from Australia is using the umpire shield. I do worry that we have some serious injuries coming with these such hard, big bats. That again, I don't know the answers. I don't know if you can somehow reduce the size or do something, but it is one of the modern technology. It's still wood and all that, but bat makers have come up with ways of making them bigger, harder, and lighter. And so you see balls now. The stadiums aren't big enough.
Yeah, I know. It's certainly something that needs to be addressed, because the way it's going. Although I believe there is some talk about limiting the bat sizes with the ICC. But just quickly, a score. You can see here the Hong Kong Dragons, the all-Chinese representative side, currently touring Japan for the East Asia Cup, taking on China today, and in a good position after making 128 for 4 from their 20 overs. Now have China 69 for 5 after 12 overs. So the Dragons in a good position there, looking to score a victory after
the local derby, so to speak.
That is a derby, Hong Kong against China.
Derby, if you come from WA.
And Li Ming, who in the Hong Kong A squad as well, 2 overs, 1 for 14. So we get back to the action here with Azaz Khan resuming after the drinks break. Again, Sardvala just looking to drop the hands on it and pick up those singles.
Fielded there from Anshman Rath, who hasn't been called upon. I've no doubt that skipper for Hong Kong, Bubba, is just hoping to get a breakthrough so he's got his 2 left arm spinners can operate to a right-hand batsman, which is a little easier.
And there again, Sardvala picking up that one. Anshman Rath, 10 overs, 3 for 22 in the first ODI. I dare say that means he's got a role to play here, and given we're almost 20 overs in, I would expect to see him sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think all the spinners would be lining up to bowl on this surface. Oh, that's a wide.
Very short from Azaz Khan, perhaps realising the wicket's pretty slow and he might need to really bang it in, but just slightly too short and the ball passing through above head height there.
It's good intent though. I just think, you know, like we've seen, this surface for the fast bowlers has been pretty tough to operate on. So, you know, you've got 2 out for the hook.
You love a plan.
I do love a plan. So at least it's, you know, they're operating to something. Again, chance. And
6.
Well, that was the chance that we were after. It was the top edge of the bat. I reckon SN Khan wasn't back far enough. He had taken a few steps in and didn't quite move fast enough. He's at least 5 steps off the rope, and I'm going to put that down as a chance going down.
I'm not sure if the camera was quite close to our commentary position, so I watched it here at the ground, but it would have been a very good catch because his momentum was going back. It was going to be hard for him to stay inside the rope anyway. But I think, yeah.
That's a chance. Keep your feet. They practice that all the time. Keep your feet, stay on the rope. Should have been taken. Perfect bouncer, executed right on the crest of the helmet, which is where you want it. And they're those half chances when you're trying to rip back the momentum of a game that you just have to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And the plan had worked perfectly too there. Had the 2 men back, going for the short delivery at least now. It's put a bit of doubt in the batsman's mind whether he's going to be bowling full or short. Things with that short pitch plan, it can be an expensive tactic.
Well, of course, but, you know, like I say, it's a plan.
Yep.
You know, you got to have something. You can't just keep rolling up and bowling half volleys, you know, length, just letting batsmen just rock onto the front foot. It just puts a little bit of doubt into the batsman's mind. And like I say, it worked perfectly. Miss stroke, miss-hit stroke, false shot, should have been out.
It's a good over from Azaz Khan. He's gone for 8 from it, but it was a better over than that.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be very disappointed. As soon as he delivered that and saw the stroke, every Hong Kong player thought they were in with a chance. But not to be. We'll move on. SN Khan now will come to the bowling crease and he'll have to try and get his side back into this game. Rip one past the outside edge or something special.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, Maxie, 240, 230, 240. I reckon that's a good score.
Yep, I agree. And this partnership now 55 runs off 11 overs. Sesi Bao 20 off 36 deliveries. Sardvala 35 off 41.
Going to be a change of tactics here. He's going to bowl over the wicket to the left-handers, which might be interesting.
I don't think Sardvala minded.
Yeah, not at all. It's a strange tactic for mine when the wicket's spinning, then to come bowl over the wicket, which is a little negative. And first ball, he just deposited it over the boundary rope. Well, that plan didn't last long because he's back over around the wicket.
That's the spot right there.
Yeah, we talk about plans, Maxie, but I think sometimes keep it simple, stupid, is a very, very good plan. Just keep bowling, same.
It was a well-executed shot, though, from Asad Vala.
Oh, fantastic.
Because he was playing against the angle, against the spin, but he absolutely creamed it.
Yeah, fantastic shot. And, you know, when the SN Khan came over the wicket, immediately that man who's well in front of square leg at the moment has to come behind square for the sweep shot. So as soon as that player moved, obviously Vala went, okay, I'm going to hit it for where you were.
Yeah. And this is Sessi Bao on strike.
One thing I would say, when you're looking down the grounds, one of my little pet hates, Maxie, that first slip, Bubba Height, needs to have his right foot on the tram line. He's too wide. When you look down there, he's way too wide. He needs to be...
He's in his second slip position.
Pretty much.
Misfield and a poor throw as well, so expect better than that from Nazakat Khan.
It's getting a little untidy, isn't it? Just sensed probably these last 3 or 4 overs, and without putting pressure on Kyle Christie, probably going back to that point, that 1 over, when the partnership was being formed, they're going quite well. It's a critical stage of the match. 1 over goes the wrong way. Momentum suddenly goes right behind Papua New Guinea, and just since we've seen since then, suddenly half chance drops, a little bit shoddy in the field, a change of tactics, getting a little bit, I guess, a lack of patience, trying to get the breakthrough, and now Papua New Guinea are flying along.
At this point, you just need to build some dots.
Yeah. Like you say, keep it simple. Go back to the original stuff. Back of a length for the medium paces. In the ring, put pressure on, cut off the singles, stop the big shots.
Or just bowl outside off an offside field. But on this wicket, I do think stump to stump is the back of a length is the best way to go.
When you sort of in normal circumstances, you're thinking for the fast bowlers, get it through to the wicket. Aim at the wicket and just try and get it through over and over again. Whereas on a surface like this, you probably do want to be attacking the stumps, trying to make them play across the line a little bit.
See Kinshit Shah doing a few stretches, and he bowls the off breaks.
Offies, yeah.
Look, he's not yet come onto the crease. Perhaps he's just warming up, indicating he's keen for a bowl. But
he does love a bowl, Kinshit. Let me tell you that.
But I still think you can put your best spinners on here. It doesn't have to be. It's nice to have the offie turning away from the bat, but it's not. It's not a necessity.
No, absolutely. You got to bowl to everyone. Just notice there that Zarskan, as we sitting right bang on this front foot line, he was getting very close, and I noticed the umpire just had a quick word to him. We've seen plenty of no balls today, which is something that won't make Simon Cook very happy. That's better. That's half, which is what you're hoping for from your fast bowlers. But again, it's a great line.
Yep.
Like, he's actually bowled very well. Like we said, that last over should have had a wicket. Since he's come on, he's bowled at 2.5 overs basically for 10, whereas 1-6 should have been out. So take that away.
Yep.
I think he's bowled very, very nicely.
Oh, he perhaps got away with that one a little bit. Half volley on leg stump, but Sadvala couldn't capitalise.
Probably tried to hit it a little too square.
Perhaps this is where just that doubt of having a couple of short deliveries, couple of men out, just missing out on the fuller delivery.
Yeah.
Again, well bowled. This is good pressure here from Azaz Khan. At a time where Hong Kong just need to try and pull the rate back a little bit. He's now Almost heading towards a potential maiden here.
Well, I know that, when you talk bowling side of things, the first and the last balls are the most important. Obviously, in between is very important too, but you want to start your over well. But then this last ball, he's bowled such a good over. He must concentrate. Give us a dot.
Well, that's well bowled.
Excellent over. Excellent over.
Maiden from Azaz Khan. That just lifts the energy among the fielders as well. 20 overs bowled now. Papua New Guinea 104 for 3. So Hassan Khan going to continue here. So we've got Sesi Bao on strike on 28 of 43 deliveries. Captain at the non-strikers then on your screen there, Asad Vala on 37 of 46 balls.
Good pace. Notice that was appreciably slower. Make the batsman create the speed, the pace on the ball. So just make them come to you. Again, good bowling. Look, they get a single, that's fine. But just that pace, suddenly the batsman's trying to work it away with no pace on the ball. It becomes difficult. I think if you start to, as a spinner, start to bowl too fast, it becomes very same. So slow it down. You've got a surface that's helping. Yes, like I said before, you may get hit for 6, but it's going to be a good cricket shot. Drag them out of the crease. Let them come to you.
Oh, got away with that one. Just down the leg side would have been a wide, but just clipping the pad. And, see if Hong Kong can keep building this pressure. Just 1 run in the last 9 balls. Just as PNG were really gaining momentum. Full toss on leg stump, but Vala can't capitalise.
Well, it may be a coincidence, but sometimes that happens. If you bowled a string of dot balls and suddenly you bowl a bad one, the batsman then, because he's wanting to score, just doesn't quite hit it properly, whereas before everything was finding the middle of the bat. So it's, that's momentum. That's the game within the game, so to speak. So, I think this over, his pace has been a lot better. I noticed that he bowls a little bit quicker to Vala, obviously thinking he's the one that will play the big shot. Whereas when bowling to Bao, he really slows down Hassan Khan, and I think that's probably the pace he should be looking at to bowl both batsmen.
Again, important last ball of the over here.
Too fast. Again, I hate to harp about it, but that's just too fast. The surface it comes onto easy, gets on the front foot, half volley, puts it away for a single.
Still pretty decent over. Hassan Khan just the 3 off it. And Azaz will, I'm sure, continue here. He's been impressive. Hong Kong will be not panicking, but they'll be very much wanting a breakthrough shortly here, because as you said, it's not an easy wicket to chase on. We expect that there's going to be wicket's going to deteriorate a little bit.
I actually feel a bit of deja vu. Weren't we here 2 days ago, exactly the same? Well, when Hong Kong were batting, it was 2 or 3 for 100. That's a good shot down the ground, trying to hit the side screen, and that's going to go all the way.
Almost taking the cameraman out down there. It's knocked his umbrella back up on the scaffolding.
Just got the length wrong, Azaz Khan there, and Bao was all over it. A beautiful cricket shot all the way for 6. This PNG innings just gaining some really nice momentum now. Pressure really on the Hong Kong bowlers. What has Azaz Khan got up his sleeve? Again, good shot down the ground. That might go all the way as well. Yes, it does. Despairing dive from Bubba Hyatt, the skipper. can't stop it. And another boundary. PNG racing along now. 3 for 113. 117, sorry. Good signs here that this could be a very sizable target for Papua New Guinea. Hong Kong will have to be at their very, very best to try and put the shackles back on as we see a change in the field. Deep mid on now, drops back. Cover coming up. 5 men needed inside the circle. Big appeal, yes, given, gone. Decision going the Hong Kong way. It was that back of the length delivery. Bow caught on the crease, played a little across the line. And the umpire going with Hong Kong's favour. A massive breakthrough for Hong Kong. Let's have a look at the decision.
Comes an important time. He must have been well pitched up to have just in line with leg stump.
No hesitation from the umpire. Looked like a pretty good decision.
Yep.
May have thought it was pitching outside leg stump, but that's, I think, what you'll find is a pretty good decision and the end of a very, very good innings.
Yeah, and one bow replaces another. Dogadoo bow now comes out.
One little man about to be replaced by a big man.
Indeed. Thanks to Ryan Campbell for his stint of commentary as he enthusiastically departs. I'll say hello to Simon Millington, former owner of the Woodworm Warriors, now Woodworm with supplying the kit for the Hong Kong team, and just a very timely display of the banner down on the ground there, complete accident.
Yeah, morning, Max.
And a crucial breakthrough there for Hong Kong, a partnership 78 there was developing into a dangerous one. And the wicket's been taking a bit of turn, but Azaz Khan so far has been bowling very tight line and length indeed.
Yeah, he has. He's been the pick of the seamers so far from what I've seen this morning, for sure.
Simon enjoying the tent outside today there with pretty nice conditions, despite just a couple of little clouds around.
Yeah, it's nice. There's a nice breeze out here this morning, which is always good in Hong Kong.
Yeah, should be a decent crowd in here by this afternoon. Dogadoo Bow on strike, who in the first match made 34 before he was run out by Shahid Wasif. That sort of triggered a pretty stunning collapse. So the last 4 wickets fell for just 7 runs. Well bowled again from Azaz Khan. Bubba Hyatt now getting the slip in. Simon, you've been a long time Hong Kong cricket follower, the team as it is at the moment. You satisfied with the progress from a fan's point of view?
Yeah, I think, you know, with the players becoming full-time professionals, you can see the improvement in them. It's obviously good when Jamie Atkinson comes back into the team. You know, I think, you know, obviously he's a great player, but he brings some experience into that team as well, and certainly will be a big help for Bubba.
Anchman Rath into the attack now, so as soon as right-hander comes to the crease, the left-arm spinner is introduced. As Chris Carter just walks past our commentary box here, missing out today. Jamie Atkinson placing him in the side with the gloves.
Yeah, we're certainly blessed with keepers in Hong Kong, that's for sure. And with Scott McKechnie just around the corner as well, it's some exciting times to be some good competition for that place.
Oh, edge straight away. Manchman Rath, that'll run away down to the boundary for 4. Slightly fortunate for Assad Vala there. No slip in place. Slightly short from Rath, and this time punished through the offside. So a couple of boundaries for Assad Vala. He's edging towards a half century here. He's 46 or 51 deliveries. He's played very well in the first game too. It's a very evenly matched contest, you'd have to say, Simon.
Yeah, it is, and you know, certainly here they'll be targeting, I guess, a similar score to Hong Kong made the other day, trying to get up to around 270. Which is a good score to chase here. I think it's going to be interesting the role the spinners play with it's turning as much as it is in the next, so the second half of the innings.
Rath coming around the wicket to the left-hander, looking to straighten one into the pads. Manchman Rath, 10 overs, 3 for 22 in the first ODI.
It's great to see these young guys doing so well. You know, Anshuman and working through his way into, I think, into the Middlesex seconds now. Players like Mark Chapman missing today, who's playing for Auckland. It's you know, great for Hong Kong cricket. The success of Hong Kong cricket is how these guys are developing around the world.
So into the over there, 125 for 4. Simon Millington saying 270 is the score that we're looking for.
Well, I think PNG will be looking for 270. I think
230 for Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong would certainly be. I think, you know, if they can break this partnership now pretty quickly, I think they'd be pretty confident at skittling them at less than 200, I would think.
Zaz Khan is set to continue here. Four overs, none for 20, 1 for 20 so far, and out of that 20, 6 of them were through the hands of a fielder on the boundary, which went for 6. Bubba Hyatt, good to see him pass his fitness test this morning. Had a bit of a groin issue while batting in the first ODI. Again, just hitting a perfect length, and he's dug a couple in short as well, so it's just also creating a little bit of doubt as to which length he's going to bowl. New batsman in at the moment, Dogadoo Bow, yet to get on off the mark. Another dot ball. So Simon, from a Woodworm point of view, excited to be partnered with Hong Kong cricket for the next couple of years?
Yeah, very much so. You know, we're very proud of our association with Cricket Hong Kong over the last few years, and it's nice to see the guys all in the Woodworm clothing out there, and we hope it works well for both sides. I mean, you know, I think they're looking smart out there, the guys. And
had a number of questions about people wanting to buy the merchandise. It will be over the next couple of months, opportunities for merchandise for Hong Kong fans to wear their team's colours?
Absolutely, which would be nice. Yeah, I think that's a week or two away actually. So yeah, it'll be nice that the fans can get some of the team wear available.
Short and hooked away. And, great effort out on the boundary there. Can't quite make who it is. It's and almost a run out. Terrific fielding.
Nizikat, I think.
That was Shahid Wasif out there, the young man. Terrific diving effort on the boundary. Unfortunately, the cameras didn't pick it up for you, but the throw was also excellent. It would have been a very tight call on a run out if it had been a direct hit. It was only millimetres away. End of the over and PNG 128 for 4. Just looking at another score. The Hong Kong Dragons on the verge of a victory against China. It's a great derby, that one. The Dragons making 128 for 4. China 97 for 9. That's a T20 clash as part of the East Asia Cup in Japan. Hong Kong Dragons, the all Chinese representative side of Hong Kong. Good to see Jason Louis making 48 off 33 balls for the Dragons. And Ming Lee, 2 for 18, Hong Kong A player. Very good talent, leg spin, was with the Sydney Sixers, 2 for 18 for him. Good to see the Hong Kong Dragons get a victory after losing their opening couple of games to Korea and Japan. Now it's up in the air. There's a man down at long on.
He's got him.
And taken. Nadeem Ahmed. Dogadoo Bow trying to take Anshuman Rath on against the spin. And an important wicket for Hong Kong. PNG now 128 for 5.
I'm certain the Hong Kong guys, particularly after Friday now, will be fairly confident of getting through the tail now. There is a lot of turn. We've got some quality spinners left with overs, so I think it's. You would imagine that Hong Kong will try and wrap this innings up fairly quickly now.
Saad Vala now becomes a really important wicket for PNG, the skipper. He's going to have to really bat through this innings as Mahuru Dai comes out to the crease to join his captain. Anshuman Rath continuing his good form.
Just pushing the single down there. Score moves on to 129 for 5.
New batsman on strike here, Mahuru Dai.
Looks sturdy.
So he'll be able to hit a ball. Rath almost turning around for the appeal there, despite the ball hitting the bat, but he knew that if it could have beaten the inside edge, it was going to be very adjacent. Nicely flighted, management. I think that's the pace to bowl on this surface.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of the bowlers earlier bowled a little bit flat and quick. You just see a bit of flight and a bit of to get that pace right.
Really tossing it up here, Anshmarath, inviting Mahuru Dai to try and take him on. That's the end of the over. It's been a good few overs for Hong Kong. Anshmarath, a successful one there for him. It's the 1 run off that over. Sadvala, 47 not out off 57 balls. On strike here as Zaz Khan continues into his 6th over now. Spot with very good control. Clipped off nicely from Bala to Nazakat Khan in the outfield. See the CEO of Cricket PNG, Greg Campbell, who's just wandered into the ground as well. Get him on for some commentary later on in the afternoon. Full delivery in the air, just short. Oh, no ball. He had been creeping close a couple of times, Azaz Khan. A free hit here. So a chance for Mahuru Dai to get off the mark on a free hit. That's what you like on Nort.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of pressure on him as well there, you know. If he was a lot of teams in Hong Kong, if you don't score off a free hit, there's some fines involved. So I don't know whether they have that in the PNG 11. But,
got a thick bat here, Mahuru. I don't know if we get the angle on it when he taps it down.
Yes,
it looks a chunky bat he's got there.
Chunky batter.
Bounce
Where's
up,
the bouncer?
up in the air. Well, he will score a run.
He's off the mark. He'll take that.
Azaz Khan, always a brave move, but not a bad one to go upstairs on the free hit. Very well bowled. He's just hit that back of a length consistently, Azaz Khan. Been difficult to score off.
He's come back well after injury. He's had a layout with a broken ankle, I believe.
Yep.
And good to see him coming back to full fitness.
that's a great shot. Only slightly short, but Sardvala straight onto it. And gets it out to deep wicket for 4, and that's his 50. Well played by the captain, backing up his innings of 43 in the first match. He's in good form. And wicket's still important for Hong Kong here because the PNG run rate's very good. 5.23 runs per over at the moment. It's a healthy rate on this surface. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the wicket of Vala's key here, I think, isn't it, for both sides. But
to everyone tuning in here to our live stream of the second ODI between Hong Kong and Papua New Guinea. Do share the link, get people watching. Love showing off associate cricket here in Hong Kong. Anshuman Rath continues. Always streaming our T20 internationals and one-day internationals here in Hong Kong. Great to be able to show off the talents of the cricketers here around the world. Very athletic off his own bowling, Anshuman Rath. Into his third over now. Slightly short, but Guy misses out. Few clouds coming over here. Simon, have we anything to worry about?
no, I don't think there's a great deal of chance of rain today. They say it may get the. It's always possible in Hong Kong. The humidity's kicked up a little bit today, so I think there's always a chance of the odd shower, but I don't think there'll be anything too much today.
Oh, plan miss there, not far away. Yeah, a very comfortable 27 degrees out there at the moment. 28, mostly sunny forecast for Tuesday for the third ODI. Really lights up Hong Kong when the sun's out.
So we're going for spin at both ends now. Nadeem Ahmed coming back in.
Yeah, I thought he wouldn't be far away with only bowling 4 overs and taking 3 wickets in his first spell, Nadeem Ahmed. I think he'll be looking to get through his next 6 here. I think spin at both ends is the way to go. Straight on the money for Nadeem Ahmed. I guess I'm a little bit surprised that he's changed ends. It shouldn't make too much difference, but he really ripped the ball in his first spell and took 3 wickets from the opposite end to which he's at now. He's now at the softball court's end. Oh, that has turned sharply. I don't think it makes too much difference, Simon. That ball really turning back quite sharply from around the wicket.
Yeah, and a little bit of bounce as well. I think they'll be encouraged by that. Spin's all been from the other end, so it's interesting to see what's going to give them from this. But certainly that's the good indication for Hong Kong with their spinners.
Catch.
Extremely well bowled.
And, I think it's going to be a real challenge for the right-hander. Retire. Just throwing the hand out there going, what was I supposed to do? Sardvala giving him some type of instruction. But yeah, Nadeem Ahmed will be a real challenge for the right hand as the ball spinning sharply. Quality bowler, Nadeem Ahmed.
He is. He's been, involved in the Hong Kong national team for a long time now. He's very, very skillful. Very skillful.
23 wickets in ODI cricket. Off the pad, and that's going to go for 4. Was it off?
Yeah, a bit of commentator's curse there, I think.
Just off the edge, and that really flew away down to fine leg. Again, just perhaps bowling a touch too quick. There, we've seen him really spin the ball sharply, just fired that one in and just slightly ill-directed, and Sardvala continuing to just pick off anything that's a bit loose. So 6 runs off the over. PNG will be happy taking that from Nadeem. .142 for 5.
Anchman Rath continues. It's a shot. Oh, it's a direct hit. I think he's home. Down the ground for a single. He's certainly got the pace right of all the spinners today, Anchman. He seems to have read the wicket the best of all of them. There has been occasionally just from Ehsan and from Nadeem just pushing the ball through a little bit quickly, but he seems to just have this pace right, Anchman. Ball just popping then. Beautifully bowled again. Great over there from Anchman. Score moves on to 144 for 5. Jamie Atkinson there sporting his number 73 shirt for his beloved Sunderland. I'm sure that will probably interest one other listener in the world. Fine player for Hong Kong over the years, both as a keeper, batter and as a captain, and he certainly adds a lot being back in the team today for the Hong Kong team. So. Sadly at the expense of Chris Carter, but Chris at 19 years of age will certainly have a lot more opportunities for Hong Kong. Push through for 1 to Nizikat. Score moves on to 145 for 5.
Thank you, Simon. We'll have a little change in commentary here. It's a very warm welcome to Rarua Dukana, the high performance manager for Cricket PNG. Welcome, Rarua.
Thank you, Max.
What are you thinking here? 144 for 5. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, I think this is a crucial partnership. These two are going to be involved in. They're two of the experienced guys in the PNG lineup. So I think if they tie in a good partnership, we're only on the 30th over, I think, and if these two put on a good partnership, we'll be looking at around 260 or well over 250, because Asad can actually launch towards the end if he's still around at the end.
Well, yeah, I've been very impressed with Asad Vala. The Deem Army continues here. Yeah, he's been really good at picking up the ones and not taking too many risks in terms of picking up his runs. Seems a very accomplished batsman all around the wicket.
Yeah, correct. Asad carries a lot of the weight in the PNG team, and I think he knows that, he understands that, so, and that's how he applies it into his game, and he's been very successful carrying that role with as the PNG's main batsman. So he's been going well.
Oh, smash that. Well stopped out there by Nazakat Khan. Just an example of the quality of Vala right there.
Yeah.
What about the other man, Mahura Dai?
Mauru as well. Like I said, with us, they're two of the senior members of the team. Mauru can also, he's a nervous starter, but once he gets going, Mauru can actually hit the ball a long way, and also he can actually play around and nudge around for ones and twos. And if he's in there by the end of the innings, I think he's going to be a good target for PNG.
What about in the lower order with what's to come for Papua New Guinea today? Is there still plenty of hitting to come in the next 4 to come in?
Yeah, John, I think we have...
Oh, hang on a sec, in the air, and that's gone all the way. So that's over the fence, down into the apartments behind the building here, and a terrific shot from Asad Vala.
That's a smart betting from Asad, like he said. He's picking the shorter side boundary and launching the big shots around that area.
Yeah, we'll just try and take another look at that shot here. Just using his feet and just launching over long off. Fantastic shot. So he's just giving something I'm coming to think about here. So yeah, the next 4. So who will come in next?
Yeah,
out of these batsmen to come.
John Bogereva and Norman Vanua.
Norman Vanua looks like he likes to get on with it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he hits the ball a long way as well. John Boge Reva as well. He loves to play towards the dead. That's where his strength is. He comes in. If he's got the last 30 balls when John Boge is in, I think we're gonna see some hard hitting at the end. So there's a fair bit of still betting to go. Young Hiri is. I think he's next. He's just playing his second ODI. I think he played his first one in the first match. So he's quite young. He's more of a worker. He works the ball around. John and Norman are the main hitters at the end, down the order.
Well bowled from Anjuman Rath. Good comeback after being hit out the park the ball before. 153 for 5. The score here for Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, it's a 10-in deck, and if the spinners get it right, the batsmen have some work to do. But if the lengths are wrong, given the short of straight boundaries, the ball goes a long way.
It's pitched outside the leg stump, that one. So just looking here, I think Reva didn't play in the first ODI, so that's a change. Willie Guevara sitting out this match.
Yeah, that's an interesting selection, because normally John would be one of Deepak's reliable bowlers and batters down the order. So I think it's good to see him back in the side, because that gives a bit more depth in the PNG batting. Especially when PNG are 5 for 154 runs.
Yeah, well, they were 39 for 3 earlier on, so it's been a pretty good recovery.
Yeah, correct. Sese and Assad sort of steered the ship back onto the course, and then now it's going to be up to Assad and Mahuru to keep pushing through with the strike rate and run rate.
Yeah, well, Dyer just 4 off 19 balls. That's the role he's got to play, just to stay in there with the captain, not take any risks.
Yeah, correct. That's a good indication of an experienced player. When you have a set batsman on the other side, all you have to do is just to play the supporting role and let him play, take on the bowlers. It's a wide ball.
Yeah, Nadeem Ahmed, 6 overs, 3 for 35, 3 for 36. The 1 over that went for 16. Change of tactic going over the wicket now to Asad Vala. I think he'll be pretty keen for Asad just to knock a single and have a go at Dyer, the right-hander, who he can spin the ball away from.
Correct, and it's again Dyer to keep doing what he's been doing. Play that supporting role. Him as well has to keep rotating the strike over to Assad, because he's the set batsman.
The over pitch from Nadeem. And, good running. It's one thing the PNG did very well in the first ODI was the running between the wickets. They picked up certainly a lot more singles than Hong Kong did in their innings.
The PNG didn't quite get a lot of runs in the chase in the first game, but that was good indication on rotating
Sharp
strike.
turn. Sharp turn there from the team. Sadvala, it is brave leaving the ball on this surface with the ball turning in, but that really did bite sharply. It's really well bowled and very well played from Asad Vala. It's a good delivery, just turn the hands, find an easy single.
That's 32 overs. Still going. There's one more ball in his over. As Vala takes the strike, Dyer takes the strike. It's building up to be a crucial partnership now.
Well bowled from Nadeem, and again, Dye finds a way to pick up a single. Wide might have thrown you, still one to come.
The partnerships were 30 runs now after the single they just got. So it's building up to be a crucial partnership. If they build a bit more on this partnership, they'll be looking to launch it towards the end. In the credit to Hong Kong bowlers, they bowled really well in the early stages, and now trying to contain the middle order now. When Assad and Sessa played really well.
And so what did PNG talk about after the first match, after that loss? Is there any discussion about a particular area of the game coming into this second ODI?
Well, I think their first game, the batting was not to the standard they would have liked. I'm sure the coach would have told them that that we needed someone to stand up and bat longer innings and score some runs, and I think that's what Assad's taken on board. He's on 69 now. He scored 40 runs, which he got a start and gave his wicket away in the first game, and now he's on 69. So the key would be for him to be there at the end if PNG has to score anything over 250 runs.
Ooh, risky shot there from Dye, but he's executed it well. Zaz Khan gives chase. It's going to pick up 2.
Yeah, Dye loves his ram shots, so that's a trademark of Dye. He's not afraid to play some risky shots. That's smart betting from Dye. Keeps rotating the strike over to Vala.
They're not giving Hong Kong the dot balls that they'd like here, so this is good batting.
Yeah, Hong Kong need a wicket from here on if they have to restrict PNG from a bigger total.
Quality batting here. This is what you've got to do in the middle overs of a one-day international. Giving Hong Kong something to think about here. Bubba Hyatt, the captain. Just things coming a little bit too easily for Papua New Guinea at the moment. Oh, no ball. We've seen a few of those today from Hong Kong. And this will be the second time Dye's had the benefit of a free hit. Is he going to hit it? Rarua?
Oh, I think he's going to go straight towards the shorter boundary if the length's wrong. It goes wide, slaps it to deep point. That's good bowling, especially on a free hit ball. Throws it to wideish Yorker, and Dye just slaps it to deep point for a single.
This partnership just continuing to grow. Now 37 runs. The innings run rate right on 5 and over. 165 for 5 after 33 overs. So the run rate is healthy for Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, given the start they were at, and now they've sort of clawed their way back into the match, especially at the middle stages now. So the 37 runs partnership between Dye and Vala is turning out to be a crucial one as well, a vital one.
It looks like Hassan Khan coming in back into the attack for Hong Kong, the off spinner. Bowled 6 overs for 24 in his first spell. So perhaps just looking for a change up from the left arm spin. Yeah, well played from Dye. He's got the right idea here. He's not taking any risks, just looking to nudge the ball into gaps. Didn't pick up the single on that occasion, but it's the right way for the number 7 to play. Oh, reverse sweep.
Not that one.
No, you're not. I just might have put the mocker on him there. And a very ambitious appeal from Hassan Khan with Dai's pad well and truly outside the line of off stump.
Yeah, like I said, Dai, he doesn't mind taking the high-risk shots, especially in the last one. Like I said, he needs to just play sensibly from here on. Keep supporting Vala from the other side. So there's still 16 overs left, which is a lot of balls to play.
This time he picks up that one as he tried to do on the first ball of the over.
So far, a healthy over for Hong Kong from Hassan Khan, is it?
Yep, Hassan Khan. Just made his ODI debut against Scotland, where he took a wicket on the first ball he bowled in ODI cricket. Was the 23rd player to do so.
Not too many players or bowlers get their first wicket on a first ball, especially on the ODI. So that must be a special achievement for Hassan, surely.
So he'll be turning it away from Vala. It's well bowled. It's just the one run off this over so far, so an important final delivery here. Oh, is that off the edge?
Oh,
It's going to run away for 4, or was it just buys?
that's
Ball
bias.
turning past the bat. And Jamie Atkinson, who was pretty sharp with a couple of stumpings earlier today, just missed that one. And a handy little boundary for Papua New Guinea after what had been a pretty good over.
That's very unlucky for Hassan because he bowled. He had only one run in the first 5 balls, and the last one unluckily just got passed through the wicket keeper.
Yeah, that ball turned quite sharply. Benjamin Rath here looks like he's just going to bowl 10 overs straight through. This is now into his 7th over. 1 for 24 after 6.
I think Baba Hayat is relying on his slower bowlers, his spin bowlers to contain the middle order now for the PNG batting. So Rath comes back in.
Oh, that's a direct hit.
That's
That's
close.
very close.
That's very close.
Oof. What did you think?
Oh, we are in the right
Our position.
right position. I think Assad was comfortably home, I reckon. He was quick off his mark from the non-striker zone, so credit to him. He just took off when Dai called for the run. Five for 170 now. 34.1 overs now. Vala tries to punch the ball down the onside, but hit his pad. Dot ball. Rat's bowling really well.
Yeah.
It's looking to be a good over now. I think it's important that he closes his over well.
Takes the pace off it and beats Vala. That's a big wicket for Hong Kong. He just flighted that one. It was clever bowling outside the off stump. And Vala, who's looked completely untroubled, just got sucked into coming down the crease and has been stumped. A 3rd stumping of the innings.
Yeah, that was a good take from
Jamie Atkinson.
Jamie Atkinson and flipped the bails off in time before Vala regained his ground. And that's a big wicket.
Yeah, we've got the replay here. As you can see, just flighted, clever bowling. Vala just missed it and really never looked like getting out, Vala, until he has fallen. So that is a really big wicket. He looks very disappointed. And as you predicted here, it looks like Hiri Hiri.
Here is next coming in for PNG.
Looks like players are taking a bit of a drink here in the meantime. That really was a big wicket for Hong Kong. Now 171 for 6 score, and Sadvala 70 off 87 deliveries. It was a very good innings with 9 boundaries and 2 sixes, backing up his 43 or 41 balls in the first ODI. But I'm sure, just looking in the reaction of his face, he was really lining up 100 there.
Yeah, he looked very disappointed getting out at this stage. He understands that his team needed him at the end, but credit to him, he scored 70 runs under pressure when things were not looking well. There were about 3, 4, not many, and Assad held his ground and scored a handy 70 runs. It was a good innings from Vala. PNG 6 for 170 now, so it's gonna be Hong Kong. If they want to close off these innings, they have to keep bowling tight and restrict PNG from scoring any loose runs.
Yeah, just the ground staff just repainting the lines. Very dry surface. Vans Chan on the left. And Jashim, the head groundsman, there with the sweep and broom. A few people starting to filter into the ground here this afternoon with our sponsors, Peroni, providing the beers for the hospitality tents.
It's a very, very good day for
for
cricket, and good to see the crowd coming in and supporting the local association here, and good to see kids as well playing on the side. More people just enjoying the cricket here, which is very good. It's a very good sceneries in the Mission Road Cricket Ground.
Ian Thompson there is going to be officiating in his ODI debut on Tuesday. And big period now for Papua New Guinea just to make sure that they don't allow that one wicket to destabilise them. Saw Hong Kong recover from 111 for 6 in the first game, so and got up to 269. So there's still 15 overs left. There's plenty of time for them to get a big score here if they can apply themselves.
Correct. There's a bit of betting from PNG to come as well. So as I said, it's up to Hong Kong to close their innings well. They're bowling well, so PNG doesn't pile on the runs from here on. Pressure is on now. Pressure on. 6 down. Yang here playing his second ODI, so he'll be a bit nervous, and the senior man Mahurudai on the other side to guide him through.
Bob from Anchman-Rath. It's keeping things tight. That's the end of that over.
It was a good over and big wicket from that over.
Yeah, and just the 1 run from it as well. So 171 for 6, 15 overs to go, 90 balls. Sure, PNG will still back themselves here to at least get to 250. But I still think 230 will be quite a defendable score if they can. That'll be a tricky chase.
Yeah, correct. PNG have a good spin bowlers in their stocks as well. So around 230, 250 is still a good handy target to put for Hong Kong.
Yep, Hassan Khan continuing here. He loves that little clip. Just trying to use his hands to
whack it on the short fine leg area.
Short fine leg's got his work cut out there at the moment. Wonder if we'll see another reverse sweep attempt. Drives. Down to long off.
Still plenty of overs to go yet. But PNG has lost their 6th wicket, so I think Dai will be playing a bit cautiously from here on, and he needs to be there at the end for PNG if they have to set up a good score. Yang Hiri is going to be playing the supporting role, and steals a 1. Naps to shot square as Dai comes back to take the strike. Dai is going to be the key man for PNG betting here. Ashan Khan continues. Dai defends. Khan appeals for a wicket. LBW appeal, but umpire doesn't seem to be interested. I think Ashan's bowled really well. The last 3 overs leading up to Asad Valla's wicket was mainly of some tight bowling that created the pressure, and Valla tried to force a shot. Dai rotates the strike to maintain the strike. As the
end of the over. And one thing about Hassan Khan, he doesn't muck around with his overs. He gets through them pretty quickly. And
he bowls them flat straight and gets through his balls pretty quickly. And
so 174 for 6. Papua New Guinea with Dai on 14 off 38 balls. So he's recognised the situation and not taking too many risks. Oh, big appeal. And given.
Oh, that's gone.
Looked like a good shot. He got a decent stride in. He's not a tall man, Dai. He's just looking back at the umpire. The question was whether he got outside the line of off stump.
The ball looked hit the back leg, the back foot, and that's a very interesting.
Just take a look at the replay here. It did look fairly straight. It was whether it was outside the line of off stump. That was the only. He's right, either right in line with off stump or just outside. Definitely going on to hit the stumps, but in any event, Dai is on his way.
PNG now 7 for 174 and losing one of the senior batsmen. Looking in some sort of trouble now. A lot of trouble, actually. At 7 for 174.
Very similar to Friday's game when they looked completely untroubled. Some of the PNG batsmen, and all of a sudden find themselves getting out. A couple of the kids look pretty comfortable there. Can in the shoe.
Ah, good. That's cute, eh? Good to see kids around cricket grounds, especially in Hong Kong. Very good. Full credit to Cricket Hong Kong Cricket Association for promoting the game really well locally in Hong Kong. John Bogereva is the next batsman in. And puts bat on ball straight away.
Well, you mentioned he was in for a bit of extra batting depth. They need it now, Papua New Guinea.
Correct, yeah, and I think it's going to be a good stage for JB to actually play his natural game. Just get his eye in the first few overs and then try and whack for a bit more runs later on in the innings. 7 for 174.
Yep.
As Rat continues. Dot ball. Pressures on the PNG batting, especially the tail-enders. Like we said, they can actually bat, but this is a different ball game, especially when they're 7 down now.
Well flighted. Manchman Rath, Hong Kong will realise that the Papua New Guinea run rate is still quite healthy, so they'll be very keen to take these last 3 wickets and leave Papua New Guinea short of playing out their overs.
Yes, correct, Max. And there's another change.
Yeah, Nadeem Ahmed, I think 2 right-handers in, getting the left-arm spinner back on to spin the ball away. So good move from Bubba Hyatt. Hassan Khan was bowling well, but now that the key wicket, Asad Valla's has been taken, getting the left-arm spin on to these 2 right-handers.
And it's good captaincy from Bubba Hyatt as well, trusting his spin bowlers to do the job for him. and now he's got two slip fielders in.
Yeah, this attacking field. Oh, well bowler. Just wonder, maybe it was natural variation, as they call it, for the left arm spinners, but that one, the straighter one, I wonder if he'll try and dart a couple in and then spin one away here, Nadeem. But we'll just take a look at these next couple of deliveries and see what plan he's working towards. Not as much turn there. That one again angled in.
John's gonna try and bet some overshot, which is not his bread and butter, because he's normally a big hitter. But I think the situation.
There it is, catch and gone. Nadeem Ahmed caught by Bubba Hyatt at slip. He's just angled the two in at middle and legged the ball before. That one he slowed up, had spin away. And unfortunately for Papua New Guinea, Riva was lured into the drive and edged to those waiting slip fielders.
That's good captaincy from Bubba Hyatt, attacking the last few wickets. As we said, it's up to them to knock off the innings straight away, as they're on the driving seat now. That's good captaincy, attacking field, and good bowling as well from Nadeem, bowling according to what his captain is asking him to do and get results.
Yeah, it was a good delivery. That's 4 wickets now for Nadeem Ahmed. Took the first 3. It's Chad Soper. Comes out to the crease. Actually played against Chad a couple of times in Sydney.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's a Sydney boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, he plays great cricket in Sydney.
Yeah, for Gordon.
Gordon, yeah. His dad is an Aussie and his mother is a Papua New Guinean. So he's Papua New Guinean through and through. Played all his cricket in Sydney.
Oh, beautiful delivery from Nadeem Ahmed. Spinning away sharply. Can bat a bit, Chad Soper.
Yeah, he loves, he works hard in the nets, especially in training with his batting. So hopefully gets adds on a few more for his team. As PNG are now 8 for 175, the 39th over mark, and things are not looking good for PNG innings at this stage now. That's a pretty good over from Nadeem Ahmed.
PNG's point of view, whilst they'll be disappointed because perhaps it looked as though they'd be in a better position only a short while ago, but there is turn for the spinners. It's a wicket where we have seen that it's a hard wicket to start on. Guys who have got in have scored reasonably freely, but we have seen whilst this is a different strip, it's a very, very similar surface to the first ODI, and we have seen wickets fall in clumps at times.
Yeah, correct. I think the middle stages is where you have to work hard for your runs, especially when the captain is using all his spin, attack, and getting results. It's up to the PNG batsmen to work hard and get the last few overs, bet the overs out. They're still in a healthy run rate situation currently, but they're losing too many wickets at the same time. So if the tail enders keep betting and bet the overs out, they still look at a handy target of around 230.
Yeah, very important. They're trying to even just get up over 200, just the psychological mark. The wicket deteriorated in the first ODI. It looks like there's a few scuff marks out there now. Ooh, that's not far away. It's a lot of pressure on the young man, Hiri here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good challenge for young Hiri. Good opportunity for him to step up to the occasion now. He's a confident young boy, Hiri, and as he punches the ball with authority down towards the long off area. brings Chetsopa on strike. PNG 8 down for 175 as Rat continues on the 48th over. That's great bowling from Rat as he completes the 40th over. PNG 8 for 176.
Yep. Just going to have to try and scramble together what they can here. So, just seeing a score in the test match between South Africa and Australia. South Africa 468 for 7, so it's been an interesting game, that one. Repeating as well, the Hong Kong Dragons over on tour in Japan got a victory as well over China in the derby. Catch. But, well, earlier in commentary we had Ryan Campbell fuming that Bubba Hyatt was standing wide at slip, saying his foot needed to be on the tram line. And I've no doubt in the tent outside his arms will be up in the air because that one was to his left and between the wicket keeper. So a little chance there for Hong Kong missed. Just wait.
Nadim tightened the screws for the Hong Kong bowlers.
Yeah, let's try and take a look at this one from before. Turned, and he's very wide in that first slip position.
That went past through him pretty quick as well.
That's a good shot.
That's a good shot from young Hiri, playing his debut for PNG. Slaps the ball through cover area and gets his first boundary of his innings. Hiri defends the ball. As Nadim continues. Again, another dot ball. That's tight bowling from Nadim and putting a lot of pressure on the batsman as well. I think the tail enders for PNG are now looking to just bat as many of us as they can because they still have a lot of overs to play. This is only the 41st over as Nadim closes off his over with the dot ball. That's pretty good bowling from the Hong Kong spin bowlers.
Yep. So 40 overs bowled now, 10 to go. Only the 2 wickets in hand for Papua New Guinea, which is below, I'm sure, what they wanted. But now with Nadim and Anshuman Rath with 1 over each to bowl. 3 for 27 for Anshuman Rath after he took 3 for 22 in the first ODI, and Nadim Ahmed 4 for 28. So between these two, they've really done the bulk of the damage in this innings. Got Ehsan Khan with 2 overs to go, and then I guess the seamers will actually have to bowl some overs just to finish out the innings.
Yes, correct. The spin has done the trick for them, so I think the captain will look to his spin bowlers to close off these innings. This is the third power play now in the 41st over, and Hong Kong are now allowed an extra fill outside the circle. This is the last over for Rath, and he's done a good job for his captain. Bowled tightly and took a couple of wickets.
Yes, and short delivery just bunted into the onside for one there. I'm going to take a short break, and Rarua, you'll be joined by Cricket Hong Kong CEO Tim Cutler. He's going to just step into the booth for a moment here, see out the innings.
Welcome, Tim.
Good to be back.
Good. PNG 8 for 185, and then are looking in some sort of, a lot of trouble, considering the middle state. They look to be scoring 250 runs plus runs, but a few wickets have slowed the momentum down, and now the tail have to do the job in the remaining overs.
So I've just been sitting over behind your teammates. A lot of enthusiasm. Every run, even blocks, I've seen them clapping and supporting. What's going through their minds at the moment? 185 for 8. Would have hoped to be scoring 250 plus. Give me a little insight into the PNG team at the moment. What's going through their minds?
Well, the tail have our tailenders have pulled the team out of some trouble in previous matches as well. Chad Soper currently batting. He can actually bat. Yang Hiri he's a top order bat, but he's just coming into the side as a spin bowler, but he can actually bat. And we have Norman Vano who can also hit the ball a long way. So if they get a few more overs in them, then I think they will set themselves to launch a few quick runs towards the end.
The pitch is already wearing out there, isn't it? As we look on the vision there, those footmarks are already that sandy dark grey. Not sort of footmarks as normal, but very abrasive. And you can imagine the PNG spinners at the moment, they must be licking their lips at the chance to get out there against Hong Kong soon.
I think the Hong Kong bowlers used up the opportunities really well, bowling tightly, not giving too many scoring balls for Papua New Guineans. And as the wicket gets weary and weary, it makes it hard for the batsmen to get into some momentum.
How does this wicket compare to Amini Park in Moresby?
Well, we get reports that we have a slow wicket, especially the teams that have come to visit Amini Park, but it's a lot quicker than what we're seeing now. I think it's slow turning wicket in the Mission Road pitch, whereas Amini Park would be a lot more quicker and bouncier than this one.
It must be good being able to host international cricket in Moresby. It must be amazing to be able to play in front of your friends and family, seeing how strong cricket is now in PNG. It must be a great feeling.
It is, yeah, and the local fans and public is taking up the game, appreciating the game really well, and where it is, the game itself, where it is located up in the world rankings. And I think the local public are really happy to see the games being brought to their doorsteps, and to see the team being successful at home as well is a satisfying feeling for everyone involved in cricket.
Yeah, I remember keeping up with it was the East Asia Games. East Asia, South Asia Games?
East Asia Pacific.
East Asia Games being hosted there in Moresby, and to see even teams like Namibia, knowing the challenges they have, the sparse land and players everywhere, but being able to see cricket in Moresby was really satisfying as an outsider looking in. Just see the passion in the PNG people. We know how strong rugby league is, but to see a sport like cricket and see the difference it's been able to make in the community and everybody to be able to come out and watch, it's a pleasure having you guys here anyway, but to be able to watch that, it must be a great feeling. I know the struggles you've had with Amini Park and getting the right groundsmen and getting the expertise and the training there. I know you get great support from Cricket Australia there, but it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Tim, and it's always good to be up against our rivals, Hong Kong, and good to see both countries agreeing to play some games, especially here, and also probably next year might be back in PNG. So it's been a good relationship we've established over the years.
It's funny, isn't it? You know, we've played so many key games against each other, so many moments and finals. Azaz Khan back in the attack here as we watch. And is that a wicket? It's 9 down now.
More trouble for PNG.
More trouble.
9 for 187.
You know, Division 3, 2011, World T20 qualifier, 2013 going to 2014. We talk about cricket with consequence and cricket that matters. You know, Hong Kong and Papua New Guinea have played some really key games. Have decided huge pots of funding and development activities. But it's great that, you know, for being such a close rivalry, you know, here we are organising a bilateral series out of our own pockets, and just you see the camaraderie between the teams, and you know, obviously we haven't seen it, but Charlie Burke's just coming and giving you a big cuddle. You know, it's that kind of relationship. That's what cricket's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good to see the rivalry between the two countries, and for the two countries to come up with an agreement to host additional games out of their pocket. It's a good commitment between towards the relationship between the two countries. And I played in the Division 3 tournament, which Hong Kong beat us in the finals, and since then our rivalry hasn't gone downwards. It has been maintained, and I think it's always a pleasure to play up against a quality side in Hong Kong and been successful as well.
No. You know, I wasn't here in 2011, but just played down to long on there for a single with that throw coming in from Kingjit Sham. Wasn't here in 2011, but I wish I was. What changes have you seen in Hong Kong? I guess you're a good person to ask. You played here 5 years ago, and here you are, 2016. What can you see that's different in Hong Kong?
Well, I think especially with the playing group, the appreciation they now have as the opportunities that has been created for them to play internationally and be recognized as a true cricketing nation, especially with the performance in the cricket field, and also their involvement in the T20 World Cups has actually lifted the profile of Hong Kong cricket in Hong Kong, which is good to see, and that's something Papua New Guinea have also been committed to lift our profile, and we've just missed World Cup qualifying tournaments, but our game has also improved, so as with the Hong Kong.
As a proud Papua New Guinean, tell me why has cricket been successful in Papua New Guinea?
Well, I think, like I said, the players are now appreciating that the game itself has come a long way compared to 10, 15, 20 years ago. There's more opportunities available if there's more opportunities available. More opportunities available if we keep playing well, performing as individuals and collectively. And I think our structure itself, our establishment organization as a cricket PNG, we have also come a long way in establishing our structure, our pathways, making sure that our boys are given the best opportunity possible to perform at the international level.
Do you think cricket's close to being PNG's national sport?
Well, rugby league is a massive. It's massive in PNG. There's no doubt about that. But cricket has been always a strong sport traditionally. But the administration wasn't as strong compared to what is now. That's the changes we now are trying to get every stakeholders in PNG that the sport itself has come a long way, and it's now has to be embraced as a true professional sport with the players and also the administration. 9 for 190 at the 44th over mark.
Nadeem Ahmed in his last over. And again, a crucial spell. 4 for 48 in the 10th over, in his 10th over. You just see how much purchase he's getting out there. And I think this is definitely going to be a game that's won or lost. I think with PNG spinners, I think if the PNG tweakers are able to pin Hong Kong down and take wickets. Well bowled again, but well covered there.
Whatever runs PNG gets from here on will be bonus to them as the pitch wears on. It's going to be interesting in how Hong Kong will go about their innings, especially on the wearing and turning pitch.
Well, knowing Hong Kong, it's probably one way, and it's not going to be slow. much like PNG actually.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they both play similarly, and that's the difference between us and PNG Hong Kong and going forward in developing our game as cricketers. To be honest, working, grasping that tough stages of the match, and I think we've seen a lot in both teams, especially in the first game as well, where Hong Kong grasped their way through to score 269 runs. PNG fell short, and again now we are at a stage where the game is going to be at an even tussle.
I think that's where the advantage of playing the Intercontinental Cup 4-day cricket must have on our players collectively, and being able to bat for long periods. And of course there's that potential pathway to Test cricket, but I think the challenge that puts to players to put long innings together, and we see Dollars average in first class cricket, averages 90, doesn't he, with a high score of 144, and how strong he's been and how that changes them, even at one-day international cricket, being able to be calm and put innings together. And we have that natural flair I think we see in both teams with the bat. You don't have to teach that, it's there, but it's being able to get through those mini quiet spells and having that patience. And I think that's what we didn't see that from either team yesterday, or on Azaz again, just a single down there to fine leg. I think that's where the game was won and lost, where Hong Kong was able to see out those spells, even that 6 down for 100, where PNG seemed to just not have that patience at the wicket. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, correct. And like you said, playing the ICAP matches is a good development for the two countries, two teams, especially with the batting, and especially batting against spin. That has been a big concern area for the PNG batting team. They've actually improved over the last, as a result of their involvement in the ICAP, and they're still developing in that regard. And Assad is a fine example of how you can build your innings, especially averaging at 90 in his ICAP matches. That's something that his fellow teammates have to learn from Assad.
It's a tough one, isn't it? We know that where the funding's linked to, the World Cricket League has driven a lot of the funding for associate cricket and ICAP. I'm not remember you can tell me how many matches of multi-day cricket is actually played in PG, but we've talked about the challenges with facilities here, and actually being able to play multi-day cricket as a country is a massive plus, but not necessarily reflected, I think, in a lot of associate nations. And it almost ends up being a bit of a training base and a skill base to grow for the players. Do you play multi-day cricket in PNG?
In PNG, not locally. Our local games, association matches are played only T20s. We have a big issue of our facilities, especially with cricket grounds. We have only one main cricket ground back in PNG, and that's pretty tough to put in any quality matches, especially at the local club area. And like you said, it's all been more training based and more skill based, especially when you're preparing for your matches. That's a good shot from Chad
Great shots.
Soper.
Yeah, square the wicket. We just had a comment on YouTube actually saying that Chad Soper should be batting up the order. Does he have that potential?
Yeah, he works. Max actually asked me on that. He actually works hard with his batting. He plays great cricket in Sydney, which is one of the top great cricket competitions in Australia, and he's put a lot of time into it, and he shows we can actually see he's got good batting attributes. At this stage, PNG with the middle collapse sort of gave him the opportunity to bat a few more overs this match, and
as a tail ender, I know how that feels to get that chance. If there was ever a chance of putting my hand up to be a night watchman or a chance like this, like, well, no, it's our turn to show everyone else how to do it.
Good, yeah. It's a good proving point for Chad Soper as well, that his captain and coaches is having a look at him, and because he works hard in his batting, especially training, and I think he's putting his hand up to waving a flag to his captain and coach.
Yeah, I know how that feels. And then if the wicket falls at the other end, walk off disparate and shaking head. See, I've been robbed of another 50. Robbed of another 50. I'm wasted down here.
That's very true.
So Azaz Khan just finished his 8th over there. He's got 2 for 40.
9 for 198, 47th over. This is.
Yeah, Hassan Khan now to finish off. He's got none for 29. Not quite as destructive as he was on Friday, but still probing. The only off spinner is bowled for Hong Kong.
Hong Kong will be happy if they bowled PNG out for less than 230 runs. They'll be a bit disappointed the work they've put in, and if the last two batsmen put on a few more runs, they'll be very disappointed. But
what do you think they're thinking now? 225 probably. You think that they think you can nudge around 5 and over here? But again, runs on the board. Associate cricket as well.
Yeah, 200. It's a mental. It's going to be a mental approach, especially when you score anything over 200, especially at the Ashes cricket level. That's very handy.
But in saying that, what's shot expansive slog sweep there just for the one. In saying that, there was at least one good chase against Namibia, wasn't there? Chased down well at home.
Boys chased really well in the two innings, one-day matches they played.
That's
unlucky.
Yeah, it's very well bowled. I didn't even know the stumps there, but that's what he's been trying to do, trying to open that gate up. And just as we're talking about 200 as that mental barrier, PNG have been bowled out for 201 in the 46th over. Ehsan Khan taking that last wicket. So when Hong Kong come out to bat, they'll need 202 for victory. I think we can keep talking about PNG cricket though. I'm quite enjoying this. And I think such a great story, and without going through the details, the top of the ICC associate scorecard, PNG have been there for a number of years, and that's various factors such as player numbers, ground numbers, umpires, coaches, number of staff, and a crucial part is non-ICC income as well of what's brought in. And I love telling the story of PNG cricket, that PNG are at the top of that list, above the likes of Afghanistan and Ireland, and even the UAE, sort of hosting lots of cricket there. So, how did cricket start in Papua New Guinea?
Oh, cricket has a long tradition, long history in Papua New Guinea, and the recent success has been an indication of a team effort, a good team effort we've sort of established in all our organizations, or in all the different operations we have in PNG. The players, the administration, the board, now the cricket fans, and actually embracing that we are a strong cricket nation. And like I said, it has been a long history in PNG. It's about 100 years we've been playing cricket in Papua New Guinea. Cricket was introduced by missionaries in the late 1800s, and it was just played locally, and we got ICC affiliate or associate status in 1979. So we've been in the ICC membership for a fair bit now, and the recent changes in the structures and in the development works we do, especially the revamping of a board, active board as well, to make sure that the game is taken forward with a lot of team effort required, and we've come a long way. And currently we're seeing some good fruits of the hard work we've put in the last 10, 15 years.
It's such a great story, in knowing how far the guys have to travel and the effort that needs to be put in a country that's been, or has its challenges even today with safety and crime and support for all of its people. It's a heartwarming story to know that a sport like cricket, and we talk about that here as well, that as much as Hong Kong on the outside looks to be a bustling metropolis and financial hub, that sport has such a big part to play in individuals' development. I can only imagine, how, looking at the team and looking at the energy and how much you and your team love cricket and what a difference it's had on their lives. So how, I know that a lot of the guys come from a single community. Are you looking, is that growing? Is that developing? Are you finding other communities that could be the hearts of cricket PNG tomorrow?
Yes, correct. Our BSP school program has captured up to 200,000 kids, and a majority of the kids that have been captured in that program are from non-cricket playing areas, not so popular areas where rugby league is more popular. We've actually touched kids in those areas, and that is a good indication of the game is growing outside of the strongholds of cricket. And I think our administration has actually understood the need that the game needs to be promoted outside of our cricket strongholds, and that's a priority area that we try to look at, and we've made inroads in the not so popular areas, and that's a very healthy indication for PNG that our game is growing outside of our strongholds. Our sponsorship as well, especially from the corporate bodies, has been very good. That is one of the key KPIs that we keep ticking. That the corporate support, the corporate sponsorship, we tend to lure from our corporate from the corporate sector, and the recent success for the Barramundis, the men's team, has actually reached out to the corporate bodies that cricket is a sport that can actually put Papua New Guinea on the world map, considering as you mentioned, the challenges we face in country and the perspective the outside world have on PNG. I think cricket is playing its part to promote Papua New Guinea to the outside world, that it is not what they see, because we are very caring, very loving people, and for cricket to promote that is a big plus for our country, and that's what we take satisfaction on as people who work in the cricket organization, and also the players themselves. It's a good satisfying feeling that we actually promoting Papua New Guinea into the outside world.
I think it's such a great opportunity to celebrate the PNG culture, because I'm guessing what we see from your players on the field is a little window into what it's like being in PNG. The energy, the senses of humour, and the camaraderie amongst the lads. Now, we've just been told that there's only going to be a 10-minute break here, and we're going to go back on the field for a short 20-minute session. because obviously with Hong Kong taking that wicket in the 46th over.
Yeah, I think they finished 40 minutes before their normal scheduled lunch break or innings break. So they'll have to go back to play out the time.
Nothing worse
And
as a
then come
batsman,
back.
is there? Everything to lose and nothing to gain. Even if you come out and you smack 20 and get out, it's still a negative.
Oh yeah, correct. It's a very challenging period for especially the top order batsmen, because you want to get through that period and come back and play again. But it's a tricky period, and it's going to be a good opportunity for PNG to get a couple of wickets if they bowl well, and then put Hong Kong on the back foot earlier on. So it's going to be a good, interesting short period for both teams, especially with the batsmen, because Hong Kong will be looking to have a good start. They'll come in and smash. If they smash a handy 40 runs, they'll be happy with it. And on the other hand, if PNG gets a couple of wickets, they'll be happy with the short period they've been put out on.
So just recapping, Papua New Guinea were bowled out for 201. Top scored Dolavala. Great innings actually, and I thought probably threw it away to some degree to run down the wicket and get stumped by the left arm orthodox spinner Vanshaman Rath. Stumped by Atkinson, who actually got 4 dismissals, including 3 stumpings. He got 70 off 87 balls.
That was a crucial innings. Under pressure, he sort of changed the tide of the match, but like you said, he probably felt that he threw his wicket away. And as we saw straight after his departure, there was nothing much from the rest of the middle and also the tail. So that was.
See on screen there, Simon Millington, owner of Woodworm Cricket and many other brands. Just as we keep talking, great supporter of Hong Kong cricket.
Yeah, cricket goes a long way when we have good support from the corporate sector, and there's the Woodworm.
And you can see his
logo.
wife Suzanne there pointing to their grandchild, their first grandchild.
Oh, good.
I think that's our brand.
Good.
That's Granddad and Nanny's brand. Yeah, behind him, I think Leah Siaka again showed promise and threatened there. You can see 22 off 12 balls. He went fairly quickly, and Sissy Bao with 40 off 49. They put on, almost 80 odd runs there. And again, they looked very, very comfortable the entire time without ever looking like they were going to lose their wicket. But then after that wicket fell 4 for 117. They never really were able to put another partnership together, were they?
Not really, and that was the downturn in their innings, especially when the middle period where Vala and Bao were going. PNG looked like they were going to reach 300 easily, but then, as you know, it's a cricket game, and the game shifts in two balls, so that's what happened.
Yeah, definitely. There was a partnership of almost 50 between Asavala and Marua Dai, but after that, the wickets fell quite quickly. Dai was out for 14. Hiri was out for 10. Riva for 1, and Chad Soper was bowled by Ehsan for 9, with Vanuatu the not-out batsman on 8. Nadeem Ahmed again in the wickets, 4 for 50 off his 10 overs after taking a quick 3 up front. Tanvir Afzal, 7 overs, no wickets for 27. Ehsan Khan closed out, 9.5 overs, 1 for 32. Kyle Christie, the debutant, probably had a first over he'd like to forget fairly quickly, bowling 3 no balls, going 1 over, no wickets for 18, but I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Kyle in the future. Azaz Khan, the VC, 2 for 40 off 8, and Anshaman Rath, the destroyer, 3 for 28. And here we go, see the first ball of Hong Kong's reply. And Jamie Atkinson back in the red and black of Hong Kong, straight off the mark, 2 out to square leg.
PNG's opening bowler is Chad Soper, and
who's going to open from the other end? We're going to open with spin?
That'd be interesting. I reckon captain will go with his normal opening pair, Chad Soper and Norman Vano, but there were some lessons learned from the Hong Kong bowling that that it's already a wearing of wicket, so it will be a good idea to start off with a spin, especially when Mahurudai they have in the team bowls some good office.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing bowling. And Chad Soper into Jamie Atkinson. Atkinson just on the back foot defending there. It's good to see Jamie back, but I can imagine PNG are probably not that excited to see Jamie back in the middle. He's been a destructive player, hasn't he? But it's good to see him back.
Yeah, correct. Jamie has been very successful against PNG over the years they've played. So I think the PNG camp will be cautious about that, not to give too many opportunities for Jamie to keep dominating.
Atkinson trying to force that cut there, no run, backward of point. I was lucky enough to be in Nagpur for the World T20, and he played that lone hand against Zimbabwe, and then also in the World T20 qualifiers. Of course, PNG were there and unlucky to miss out, losing to Afghanistan. But played some great innings, and that innings against Afghanistan for me will go down well, I'll remember that forever, the way he was able to hold up that end. Been a great player for Hong Kong. Soper again into Atkinson, just no run on the onside. I think, and he's almost epitomises Hong Kong cricket for me. Born in Hong Kong, lived his entire life here, learnt all his cricket here and played a little bit overseas, tried his hand at county cricket, and I think sometimes he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves in his early 20s. At 23, he gave up the captaincy. Atkinson again just defending. It feels like, talking to people, it's like he's been around forever. I guess from your point of view as well, you must be sick of the sight of him.
Yeah, I think I was going to say that his age is not an indication to what he's done for the Hong Kong team. I think it seems like he's been around for a longer time than what we would sort of see, or what we've seen from Jamie.
Oh, close there.
That's
Umpire
close.
Tabrak Dar not out.
I think he hit that.
Okay. We'll just get that replay up to see that. Jamie can step in front of his stumps, but I wasn't watching. Was that inside edge, do you think?
I think that was some wood on that ball, so that put some doubt in the umpire's mind. So he just shook his head. And
all right, we've got that replay coming up now just to have a look, because I think a key man, Jamie Atkinson. There's Soper in there. Ooh, so probably
down the leg.
slipping down as well.
I reckon, yeah, probably down the leg.
Oh, and here we are, on the money.
The captain's brought himself on, taking matters into his own hand, which is good to see that Assad, he would normally look to his spin trump in Mahurudai, but now he's got the runs, and now he's trying to do it with the ball as well. Good on you, Assad.
Definitely. It's always good to see captains taking responsibility there, or a little bit of an inside edge onto the pad there. But already you can just see the difference that is made with the spinner coming on. I think we're in for a good little short session here. Could be key to the way that this match will go. Oh, Kinshit Shah again playing outside the line there, but still taking the edge of the bat. No run there. Good pace. I like that. Throwing it up.
Yes, correct. I think he bettered a lot of the PNG's innings, so he understands well how the pitch is playing. So he's already got some good insight. Oh, mix up in the
there.
middle. Almost a run out chance there.
Geez, and that one went straight on as well. You know, it's difficult there at the opening batsman. One turns, one goes straight. Oh, that's well bowled. That's really well bowled.
That's really good bowling.
Oh,
and
see the kick at first slip. There it was. I just think it was just too good for him there. Too good for everybody.
Even the keeper, the wicket keeper, lost it in the way.
Not sure if there was an edge. Was there an edge there? Is that what he was, or do you think he bowled it?
No, I don't think there was an edge.
Oh, see,
That's good bowling. Defense well.
See that big step out? See the stumps there, and as a spinner, I think you're in the game there. Kinchit Shah there, just defending inside edge of the bat.
No wicket for 2 runs, Hong Kong.
You've just had Greg Campbell coming in, CEO of Cricket PNG, looking for the replay. Unfortunately, we don't have that instant playback that he was probably after. But look, already the new ball, 2 or 3 turned, 2 went sharp, straight on, and then there was the everyone missed everything. Didn't edge, didn't hit the stumps. It's going to be tough out there.
It's going to be tough, especially with facing the spin bowlers. And I think the pace bowlers are going to be careful with their lengths as well, because it's low wicket, so they'll have to.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy for Azaz as well. It's a tough wicket for seam bowlers, and for him to get his 2 for 40, I think just shows the class of the man again. For you, that must feel like he's been around forever. Back in 2011, he was playing as a teenager, played the role with the bat as well. But I get the feeling it's almost just get the seamers out of the way and get the spinners into the game.
Yeah, correct. Full credit to, and it's
wide down the leg side.
Down the leg side.
So what's Chad's story?
Chad is a hard-working young lad. He's only about 24. Plays a lot of his cricket in Sydney Great Cricket competition. His mother is a Papua New Guinean, true Papua New Guinean. Oh, that's close.
I think that would have been out if that hit. Jamie Atkinson, if we remember from the World T20, World T20 qualifier, sliced his foot open. We see he's got that fitness back, but geez, if that was a direct hit, I think Hong Kong would have been 1 down there.
It's going to be a crucial period for especially for the match as well. If the Hong Kong batsman sees this small period over, they'll be happy with the effort they put in with the ball, and also the small period in the batting as well.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's a good catch there in the gully.
That's a good catch.
Very good catch. As they say, catches win matches. And I love seeing a gully in there early as well. That's a key moment.
Full credit to Chad as well. He has a plan, just to bowl straight, full, make the batsman play, and he's got results out of it. And that was a very good catch.
And see that replay coming up, just playing away, Kinchit Shah away from the body and low to his left.
Mauru Dai takes a good catch.
Probably thinking he should be bowling from the other end. He's taken a great catch. Not that I'm surprised. I think PNG, one of the better fielding sides in world cricket. Kinchit Shah's going to be upset there. Not a lot of movement out there. And the skipper, Bubba Hyatt, comes to the crease with that trademark walk of his. Never looks stressed, Bubba. Even skippering out there. Lucky enough to play cricket against Bubba. Some great battles, but I don't think he ever looks stressed.
No, he's a very relaxed cricketer, Bubba, and he looks pretty fit. I was surprised when I was coming through the gate, and I said, he was on the first slip, and that's Bubba. I saw the name on the shirt, and I said that can't be Bubba. And full credit to Bubba. He worked really well, really hard on his fitness, and I think his performance with the bat has complemented the strong fitness commitment he's put into his fitness work.
Yeah, and as we've talked about in the past, getting back into the Hong Kong Sports Institute and the funding that provides, and the full-time training the guys are now at Pinnacle Performance, elite facility here in Hong Kong. You can just see the difference it's made. You've got the likes of Bubba and the strength throughout the squad now. We've got Chad Soper into Bubba now. And that's trademark. Step down the wicket, middle of the bat.
Hong Kong won for 4 runs after 3 overs. Oh, we're still in the 3rd over.
So a target of 202. I think that's a decent stint for you. Would you rather be here or over there working with the team? We can probably keep you here, but
I think I enjoyed the whole time, and it's a timely break now.
I think Charlie's just opened up. Oh, and that's a huge wicket. Caught and bowled, Chad Soper. Rua, thank you very much. Maybe you should stay in the chair if more wickets are going to fall, but Charlie Burke now joins me as we see the Hong Kong captain, Bubba Hyatt, going, and we'll get a replay of that reflex chance back.
Not a great start for my first stint at commentary today, with the skipper walking off, head down.
Just have a look at this. Just been talking about Chad Soper. Yeah, caught and bowls are never easy. Charlie Burke's just nipping out, so he's stuck with me for a bit. But, geez, as we were talking about that short session of 20 minutes, sees Nazaka Khan coming into the crease at number 4 at Hong Kong 4 for 2 in the 3rd over. And we've talked about spin and the effect that would have, but we've had Chad Soper seam up, taking those 2 wickets with a catch by ODI at gully off Kinchit Shah for no score. And we've just seen the skipper, Bubba Hyatt, also out without troubling the scorers. It sees the informed man Nazaka Khan coming to the crease to join Jamie Atkinson. Jamie back in the Hong Kong colours, of course, not playing on Friday, and I think it goes without saying that this is a key partnership and a key moment for Hong Kong to get through this short session. It seems that even after Asad Vala buying 1 over, in which I thought he actually looked quite threatening, but he's come off and will be replaced with more seam up. As we're talking about, there's not a lot to gain in these little short sessions. Charlie Burt rejoins me. And
oh, no ball. Just what the former skipper, Atkinson, loves a free hit.
Norman Vanuatu. It's not the way you want to start. So Jamie, where's he going to? I think he's just going to come. I was going to
straight down the ground, pin the ears back.
I think he'll just take half a step, probably back, to try and protect against the probably the shorter ball and just free those arms with that. He's got such a strong top hand, actually, hasn't he, Jamie? He's got that kind of Gilchrist-esque grip right at the top. Let's see this free hit. No run there. Maybe even guilty of setting and only going to play that shot there, perhaps. A few other shots he could have played to the full bar, but no run.
Well, bowled by Norman Vanuatu there. It's right up there.
So I've been saying Vanuatu. That's incorrect.
Vanuatu, yeah.
Vanuatu, okay.
Yep.
It's all right, we'll just delete the stream, it's fine. We'll just, I could dub it over. But yeah, nothing worse than a free hit as a bowler.
So we've seen a few actually in the first ODI and then again today. Criminal for the bowlers.
No run there. We've got a nice little catching cover there just off the wicket. And there's another catching cover there, sort of in your traditional cover line, but good attacking bowling. This little session, we're going to talk about it the whole time, but it's
not a fan of this. It's
me at all.
The fielding side have done the hard work there, and one of the worst things in cricket is getting yourself set with the bat and then having to come off again and then go back. It's only in the fielding side's favour here. They can attack and go for it.
Well, Atkinson looking to cut there, looking to force it through, but missing it. And we've seen recent rule changes, and we know with DRS, and obviously that's not affecting us here, but That'd be one thing that I'd like to see on the list, that the fielding team should have the option. Do you want to go in and bat for that session or not? Similar to selecting the roller that you have. Because really, it's your advantage. You've bowled a team out.
Yeah, it's that rule in the can't be out LBW when it's pitches outside leg. They're my two pet hates for anyone that
Would
cares.
you allow that?
Absolutely.
Oh, Jamie Atkinson has absolutely creamed that square. An amazing square drive there for 6 onto Ting Kwong Road and maybe even into King George, the 5th school. Of course, the school that had Dermot Reeve as one of its most famous sons.
How far back did he lean then? He's hit that harder than Cameron White used to try and hit a ball.
If we can get that replay up again, he may be using Ian Bell's bat.
Here we go. Have a look at this. Look how far back he leans.
Oh, you see that back foot go back, and that was only going one place, and when the Vanua delivery was right in the slot.
Premeditated?
I think we can safely say that. Are we allowed to say right in the meat of the bat? Or was that on the...
Absolutely.
Right in the vegetable.
That was just what Hong Kong needed, I reckon. Just probably a little bit, again, I know we've spoken about it, but a bit tentative in this little stint before lunch. It's always a tough one, but I think it's the right way to go about it, the way that Jamie's gone. Play your natural game and try not to think about surviving before lunch and all that sort of stuff. You've just got to play how you play. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys have been speaking about it, but it's not going to be an easy chase, this, at all. Starting to stop in the wicket once the ball got a little bit older, so this is not going to be easy at all.
And I think it's just that. He's just got to play like Jamie Atkinson does. And that boundary out here is probably the longest at Ting Kwong Road. Just a tick over 70 metres, and that would have gone 110 on the fly easily. Just defended there for no run, but geez, it's good to see Jamie back, isn't it?
He thought he kept very well today as well. Just his leadership, the way that he marshals the guys around, gets through the overs quick, has a quick chat to the bowlers. I saw every wicket that fell today, or every drinks break, every opportunity, he was often over to the guy that was bowling at the time and sharing his thoughts and experience. And those first couple of wickets today, he took those bowlers off pretty quick.
I'm going to come back to that. Vanua here into Atkinson, the bottom edge, and that's 4. Doesn't matter how they come. That's 4 on the score sheet.
How much is he leaning back? Phenomenal. He's pinned those ears right back there.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Now, I saw Jamie with the stumping today, that he took the bails off with one hand. As a highly experienced coach and knowing Jamie's a leader, did that send shivers down your spine?
Didn't actually see it, to be honest. Put me on the spot there.
We might be able to find it. It was definitely taken, but I thought, geez, as a keeper, to know the ball is in one hand. Well, we might try and find that as during the break, if we can go back and find that, the replay. But I agree. 4 dismissals and he's returned to the Hong Kong colours. 3 stumpings, 1 catch. And I agree. And we know he's a former captain of Hong Kong, of course, but just that natural leadership he shows on the field just makes such a difference. And don't get me wrong, watching Chris Carter, young, talented player, keeping on Friday, did a great job, but the difference that Jamie makes it's immense.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much so. So we've got Sopper on again.
I've been saying Soper and it's Sopper.
Oh, it might be Soper. I don't know him too well. But
I'm trying to use your local knowledge here, Charles.
I believe may have been living in Australia, I believe. And they've found him. But I like it. Hits the deck nice and hard. Good run up. Beautiful approach to the wicket.
Just so easy, isn't it? Just nothing unnecessary. And I know talking about natural is one of those things that nothing's truly natural in terms of definitely bowling a cricket ball, but I can imagine he could bowl all day.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's not very few injuries as well with that action. So is he PNG born or?
Yes, PNG born.
Yeah, but grew up in Australia.
I believe so. Yeah, I may be wrong there, but I believe so.
Just off the thigh pad there. I'm not sure if there's an inside edge. Just looking at umpire Dar there with the hand out. Yep, one leg by.
Good to see the Hong Kong cricket community coming down. Should be a good afternoon. This, as I said, this is not going to be an easy chase whatsoever. I think we've got a really good game on our hands here. It's going to be, the new ball's vital for both teams really, because it's going to be tougher. The older that ball gets, particularly with spin operating and tying people down in the middle overs, you're going to have to bat very sensibly here. It's not going to be easy at all.
I was waiting to lift the microphone up, as we were saying, batting sensibly, for Jamie to hit one into those new flats over there.
I don't think he'll die wondering. Jamie, he's plays very much the aggressive role, but he took over sort of opening during the World T20 qualifiers, actually. Was number 3 for majority of his career, but World T20 qualifiers in Ireland and Scotland, he really wanted to go up the order, and Tanvir was more than willing to give him the opportunity. He hasn't looked back since.
There's I was going to play, but now I'm going to leave it. That was a good decision. Was that yours for him to open the innings?
Actually, to be honest, it was more from Jamie.
Because I love him opening the innings. Set the tone, especially T20 cricket, but ODIs as well.
Yeah, I think obviously there was a spot there for an aggressive opener at the top of the order, and we tried a few people, and whenever you've got someone that's really keen to put their hand up and do it, I think you've got to give them that opportunity.
I hear there's a left-arm spinner who's very keen. He comes available in a couple of months. Have you heard about him?
Yeah, there's a few good juniors around the park at the moment, a few good left-arm juniors that are bowling quite well.
I know he's a little bit older. Apparently he's not a good fielder, as we saw on Friday. He was trying to carry the water bottle to look after the VIP guests, but obviously nobody took notice of that. May have broken his finger fielding it, but Soper in again to Atkinson. Oh, a little bit of movement there back in. A little bit in the air and also off the deck. I think that's going to be the exception rather than the rule today, though.
That's lunch, I think. I think PNG will be very happy with that start. Not too dissimilar to the start that they had in their batting innings, but to have got rid of Bubba and obviously Kinchett is a big start for PNG. And Jamie and Nazaket will get to put their feet up for 45 minutes and have some lunch, and then have to start again.
So just recapping, Hong Kong are 17 for 2 after 5 overs, going into bat for the devil of a short session after bowling out Papua New Guinea for 201, which came the 46th over. And look, I think we can talk about it all day long, but how does that benefit a team to bowl a team out in 45 overs to have to face?
Can I just say, how good are their hats first? Fantastic.
Well,
those caps.
it's just give a little insight into working in cricket Hong Kong, and we've sat around and talked about the hats design. How good are those hats?
Nice.
You have no doubt whatsoever, and they're obviously the same hats that they wear for the I Cup as well.
Yeah.
I think they're the only international cricket team I know of that have the same design throughout all cricket.
Yeah. No, but going back to what you're asking, Tim, absolutely, it's a pet hate of mine, that rule. Hong Kong were 2 minutes away from not having to come out and bat, but because they bowled and fielded well and took their chances to have to go out and bat for 25, 30 minutes, I think is a disadvantage. My personal thoughts, and I've said that for a number of years, even in domestic cricket in Australia. I was coaching the West Australian under 17s for a while, and twice we had to do that because we had such a good bowling and fielding side, and we lost the toss and had to bowl and field first. I just think it's really puts you to a disadvantage. Jamie and Nazaket now need to go put their feet up, not have too much to eat, and have to start again on a difficult, I'd say difficult, but it's not easy to score out there, and you need a 2-pace wicket is always going to be going to have to start again is not easy. And but anyway, that's my thoughts. It's no excuses. That's the rules, and we all know that. But
I certainly. Sometimes it's similar to the change that Steve Waugh brought in the Australian team by not having night watchmen, saying you're there as a batsman, go on bat. And I don't think it's it's not us saying, well, they shouldn't be put in that situation. But I just don't think was fair, really. And we talk about fair in sport, especially when you're in the advantage. I think you should be able to choose. And yes, you'd say, well, no, your batsmen go and bat, whether it's for 4 overs, whether it's for 50. But especially in one-day cricket as well, when you've got your plans over certain overs to sort of be broken up like that, all because you bowl a team out. But anyway, we'll talk about this all day. What else would you change in there? Now, while we're talking about it, and we're probably both hungry here, but what would be your law change in cricket apart from that? The LBW, I'll come back to because I want to agree on that. What would you change?
I think we got it. I think we got it pretty right, to be honest, Tim. I think that one-day cricket and the 2020 format and that. I think 2020 with having just a straight-up 6-over power play at the start of the innings and having 2 out and then being able to have 5 out. I think for the development of the game and trying to grow the game, I think it keeps it really simple and easy to follow. I think in the 50-over game, I know why we've done it, having the batting power play and having it's automatic batting power play if you don't take it. But I don't know. I just think we complicate things. It's 2 fielders, then it's 4 fielders, then it's 5 fielders, and I just think I know why we do it, because there was a while there that maybe the 50-over game was dying away a bit because of 2020. But I still love the 50-over game. I think we can talk about tactics in 2020 cricket and all that sort of stuff. I think there's just so many tactics in 50-over cricket. When the fact that you see the better bowlers bowl more. The batters actually get to have themselves set themselves up for the last 10 overs of an innings with wickets in hand. And I think there's just the tactics of that. Do you interesting to see PNG now? They've only got 20 overs of spin. They open with spin. What sort of, do you try and get, while the ball's new, do you try and bowl as many overs from your quicks as you can and maybe leave your spinners for after 30 overs, sort of see where the game is? But that's what I like about 50-over cricket. I think there's a lot more tactics in it. The game is longer, and it's I just think it's still a very enjoyable format.
I liked how you bring the answer back to talking about this game. So let's talk about you changed LBW rule so you'd allow the ball to pitch outside leg stump. Now, I may be incorrect here, but I remember being told that they changed that rule because bowlers were coming around the wicket and basically just spearing it into leg stump and hoping that, having the batsman obviously to play around that pad.
I think also in Test cricket or first class cricket, I think there was times where people were bowling into the footholes and all that sort of stuff. But I think now that the game, there's so many shots now in cricket, and the game's evolved so much, and everyone says it's a batter's game and all this sort of stuff. But I just think we want to see guys that can grip and rip the ball, and if it's pitching outside leg and the batter's not good enough to hit it and it was going to go on and hit the stumps and all that, I don't see why we don't have it. And I don't really get an answer for it apart from the fact that it cuts out negative bowling and all that sort of stuff. But you could also say that on the offside. And I think batters are so much, got so many more scoring shots now that I don't know. I know a lot of people don't agree with me on that, but that's my genuine feeling. I think that's one thing. Another rule change I'd love to see is actually referring to women's cricket. I think the fielding circle needs to be in closer, so the batters can hit over the top. It is 27 yards, not 30 yards in women's cricket, but I'd like to see that be 22. I think that would really, I think you'd see a lot more over the top. We bring the boundaries in, so why not bring the fielding circle in a bit more? I think 3 yards is probably not I don't think that's enough. I think it needs to be 22. Personally, I think it would be just make the women's game a bit more attractive.
Something that I've always thought watching is that you throw the ball and hit the stumps and it deflects off. I've always thought, I wonder if the ball should be dead once the bails are dislodged by the ball. Because I guess one of those sort of, will it make a huge difference? But if you throw the ball and hit the stumps and it deflects off, even if you've got 3 fielders behind the stumps, as you see with that triangular backing up now that all good teams will do. But if it goes in between them, goes for 4, and I know it's risk and reward, but that's one thing that I've always wondered. about. I know that the good thing about cricket is the ball's still live and they can be running for overthrows and a run out, but it always felt to me that you're almost punished to some degree if you hit the stumps, it deflects. What do you reckon?
No, look, we've actually done, I do a lot of centre wicket work with the guys when I was coaching them. I know Cookie does as well, but one of the things that we often did, particularly on a Thursday afternoon here at Mission Road, was actually do centre wicket games where you could only be run out from a direct hit. And you couldn't take extra runs if it deflected off. But the sole reason for that is to, one, it brings in a more attacking fielding. It gets the guys thinking more about, running guys out with direct hits. I mean, it's the best fielding drill in the world. It's not, you're not making something up. It's part of a game. You're under pressure. The batters are running. So I like that side of things. As a rule in cricket, I don't know, a tough one. It's like the one where if you get if it comes off the batter when you're running between wickets, do you take an extra run or don't you? And that's, I suppose it's an unwritten law that you don't take it. But you're seeing more and more people now actually taking it. And to be honest, we had an instance actually in the under-19s when I was there where I actually won't name the country, but I thought it was well within their rights. They were struggling to get in the crease and it deflected off the bat and they took an extra single and our boys weren't too happy about it. But I wouldn't do it personally, but also I wasn't too upset by it, put it that way.
And I hope Peter Della Penna is listening to this, and I would be very surprised if he wasn't. And that brings the whole man-cad debate up as well, which again, that's sort of the gentlemanly conduct that's assumed or implied in cricket, as it is in other sports, but especially cricket. These days, when you're talking literally about sheep stations on one decision, that's where the laws need to catch up. But the man-cad's always a great debate, I think, because it's one of those things that, you and I are both Australian and cricket is bred into us that you never man-cad anyone. You just don't do it. If the guy's running out and you'd say beyond the laws, you stop, you warn him, and he gets to the point where you almost then tell the umpire, you got to tell him that, it's not on, mate.
Yeah.
But then we saw Mark Chapman being man-cat in the Asia Cup qualifiers, which made headlines, and even Simon Cook was quoted in saying that he wasn't happy with it either. And again, there were comments on both sides of it arguing for and against it. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
It is. I think it's more the umpire's interpretation of it, and I think that's the important thing with it. I think the rule itself, I actually have no issues with, personally. Why should a non-striker get the extra advantage when run-outs are so close? They're within millimetres and centimetres, particularly now with more TV cameras and that. My concern is that, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but my concern is that I don't feel...
These are my views and not the views of Cricket Hong Kong.
I don't feel that the umpires are all on the same page with it. It clearly states that it needs to be, the bowler needs to have completed his delivery, as in he's got to follow through to then run them out. Not half follow through, stop and then underarm it, but actually follow through. And that's, look, we saw, again, I'm not going to name the team, but we saw a team in the women's tournament that we hosted here a number of weeks ago that tried to do it, and I thought it was a right decision by the umpire. I don't know if she was in or not, but from what I'd been told, that the umpire felt that the bowler had no intent to actually bowl the ball and just ran up and then tried to man-cat. So I think, to me, I think the rule's right. I think it's the interpretation from the umpires.
It doesn't help either that the law has a separate regulation for international cricket, i.e. ODIs and T20Is and Test cricket. That in ODIs and T20Is you actually have to have completed the normal delivery swing. And even to me, if I put my old insurance and insurance law hat on, that's quite subjective, because a delivery swing, have you ever heard that term used in cricket? So it's not a matter of tearing it apart, but it makes it hard if the layman and even the umpires are reading it, the definition of completing your swing. And I thought that Mark Chapman, we can debate whether you should do it or shouldn't do it until the cows come home, but I actually thought that he stopped mid-bowling and went from going to deliver the ball to looking to run out the non-striker, and that's where I think that
I think absolutely spot on, Carson. I think we have a lot of tournament briefings and series briefings, and where the umpires and the captains and managers get together, and I think although it's one of those things the night before a series and everyone's hungry and you've been on a flight, people don't necessarily want to attend those and want to be pretty quick, but I think what it does do is it does bring clarity on some of these things, and they should be discussed. I was actually in a briefing in the last 12 months where after the Chapman incident, where they actually, the umpires said that they wouldn't give out a man-cat. And my question back was to them, well, it's a rule in the game. So it'd be like a law, sorry. It'd be like saying, we're not going to give LBWs. Do you know what I mean? I think what needs to be discussed and agreed is that everyone is completely on the same page of what you're saying there. There's a full completion of the delivery swing, what that is, and so everyone understands that, from captains to umpires to coaches.
So you know what I'd do? So in talking about that, I'd just leave it, I'd open it right up, saying at any point, as soon as the bowler starts his delivery stride, the non-striker can be run out. Whether it's before, during or after he would have delivered the ball, and then there's no confusion. And the non-striker knows that I have to be in my crease until I see the ball delivered. And even if we've been watching here, not all batsmen, even being international cricketers, are watching the ball come out the bowler's hand. And for me, and for you as a coach and me as a cricketer, that's where you're learning and watching what he's bowling anyway. You see people backing out with a bat in the offhand, and so we see Hong Kong Cricket Club women's coach and ex-Lancs captain Jasmine Titmus walk past. We'll get her on the microphone later on, hopefully before she enjoys the hospitality tent too much. But it just takes any uncertainty out, and and it actually gets players being part of the batsman. You're part of the game at the non-striker, and then if you leave it open there, then it's up to the non-strikers to stay in their crease. And really, then the uncertainty goes. If you want to try and dash off for a quick single, then it's at your risk, and there's no debate as to whether he's delivered or not delivered or look like he was going to. A bit like a pitcher in baseball. And obviously we've just seen an amazing World Series, and as much as I don't want to praise another ball sport, especially baseball, and being a pitcher as well, you're watching the lead runner and his left-handers obviously with the advantage looking to first base. You've got to make a choice whether to chuck it, but the base runners know at any point they can be run out.
Absolutely, and Ting Kwong Road looking sensational this afternoon. We've got the lunch break at the moment. Got Tim Cutler, the CEO, myself, Charlie Burke.
An unscheduled cricket show of sorts.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Two guys talking about cricket.
Yeah. Ratings have just gone through the roof.
No, we've still got 100. The numbers are going up. 117 live viewers, and I can see a few comments there and a few.
That's 1,000, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously. A few compliments there for the commentary. Thanks, guys. Glad to bring you international cricket from Hong Kong and from China. Obviously, with Hong Kong being part of it, and it's glorious out there. It's threatening with a few clouds, and they're still hanging around. But I don't know. It doesn't get much better than this, does it?
No, absolutely not. And it's good. I must say, though, in 50-over cricket or ODI cricket, it's too long a lunch break. 45 minutes is far too long when you've got people that are paying money and here to watch. I think 30 minutes is about right.
I would agree. And considering what we see in T20 cricket now with internationals, how long's the changeover?
15 to 20 minutes, depending. Well, officially 20 minutes in the T20I.
So obviously this is 2 innings of 3 hours and 15 minutes each, so the players deserve a bit of a rest and a decent meal. But you're right, and as you and I were talking about in the car the other day, that T20 probably doesn't provide the opportunity for kids to be on the ground, and if we use some marketing spill activations with crowd engagement and whatnot, getting them on. But yeah, 45 minutes is a long old time, isn't it? Though the old 18-foot skiffs, as they used to be on between the Mercantile Mutual Cup games, it can only keep you entertained for so long.
Well, you've also, you look at other sports as well, most of them are only a 20-minute change of innings or breaks or whatever it is. But I think that's something to look at as well. I feel like we're sort of sitting here telling everyone what they're doing wrong, but the game is very healthy at the moment, but I think there's, as the game does evolve, I think we've got to evolve with it.
Former one-day international cricketer for Hong Kong, stalwart of the game here, Courtney Kruger, watching the stream. So just a shout out to CK. Spent a little bit too much time with him last night, and I hope he's recovering well. He should be at the ground coming down. Good to see people coming in the gates, and why wouldn't you come down? International cricket in Hong Kong, and the gates are open now. So whether you have a ticket or not, come down to general admission. The glorious sunshine, mid-20s, low humidity. The general admission section is now free and open to everybody. So come down and enjoy some cricket this afternoon.
All 3 stands are looking pretty full though. You'll need to get down pretty quick.
And with that, I think it's time for Charles and I to have a quick meal, and we'll be back with you in 20 minutes as Hong Kong will resume 17 for 2 after 5 overs with Kinshit Shah and Bubba Hyatt both back in the hutch without troubling the scorers. Chad Soper, the chief destroyer so far, with 2 for 4 off his 3 overs with 1 maiden. Before that, Papua New Guinea were bowled out for 201. Top scorer, captain Asadvala, Dolavala, 70 off 87 with 9 fours and 2 sixes. Nadine Ahmed, 4 for 50, 2 maidens in his 10 overs. Took 3 wickets up front, which really got Hong Kong on the right foot. Anshuman Rath, again, the all-rounder, 3 for 28 off his 10 overs with his left arm spin. Ehsan Khan, 1 for 32 off his 9 overs, 9.5 overs, taking the last wicket. Vice-captain Azaz Khan, 2 for 40. Tanvir Avsal, none for 27 off 7. And Kyle Christie, just the 1 over for 18. So thanks everybody for watching. The link will stay the same and stay open, but we'll be back on at about 1:35 before we see Jamie Atkinson back in the team, come out to bat with Nazakat Khan. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes. See you soon.